And we are live.
Are we live to save the tigers and the leopards and the rhinos? Are we live to save the world from the chaos? Are we live though? Are we actually?
We are indeed live.
Good morning, good buddies. It's nice to say that for a change. Sorry, we said we'd start at 9 AM and it's 9:16. OBS is doing
enough.
OBS. Yeah.
It's 9 AM and
It's in the hour of 9. It's in the hour of 9.
Exactly.
And also not saying that we're live. Anyway.
You need to try harder, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm trying so hard right now.
You're not trying hard enough, quite clearly.
Oh, I know what the issue is. I mean,
is the issue that you're a fool? That you're a foolish fool.
That's one of the issues. The other issue is that I've not plugged in the Ethernet, so it's just running off Wi-Fi. There, it's working. I heard myself and saw myself. Hello, everybody. Today, we have a very special streaming challenge. We're going to have to go till 6:16, Will. So I hope you've blocked out another 16 minutes. We are We are streaming for 9 hours straight.
The people aren't getting display.
The people aren't getting the display.
Or I don't know. I don't think the videos.
Well, I'm looking at the stream and I can see my face and I can see I've raised £250 for WWF UK's live streamers, and I think they can hear me.
They can definitely hear you. My thing's not displaying picture for some reason. That's fine. Oh, that's why. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
You as well. Technical difficulties out of the way. Good morning, friends, new and old. And welcome WWF UK. Hi. We have raised £250 so far out of the £1,000 we aim to raise. So we've got a lot of work to do in these next 9 hours. First of all, we're going to start with some podcast games. And then we're going to have a quick breakfast break. And then we're going to play a game of Morkborg and have a Q&A session where I ask my good friend Will here some deep dive interview questions. And the light is still very much annoying me.
How much of a peek behind the curtain do we want to give the people? How open about our real lives?
A curtain. Like a curtain even exists.
Yeah, I was gonna say cause this is a very novel interaction because I've been very busy as of late. This is the first time me and Chris have properly spoken in I think like 4 months.
Since the last time he was on the video, but that's definitely going to be one of my questions for later, Will. So just get it out of the way first. Well, that's fine. I'll have one last question to ask you in a bit.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll wait till you to get into it. I just thought it was entertaining to point out.
It is very much entertaining to point out that I've not seen you in years.
Right. But anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting your flow.
Yeah, flow's already gone. I don't know what I was saying now because I was distracted by
some
the
bullshit. Your question. Some stuff.
Will. PG. This is for charity.
Oh, I know. It's fine. You're allowed one in PG-13.
Okay, so that's the one for the entire day. You got it out in the first 3 minutes. Good.
Good. It's good to get these things, out ahead of the.
It's good to get ahead of things. What was I saying? So, Morkborg Q&A session. Morkborg apocalyptic fantasy. It's heavy metal's answer to TTRPGs. So it's going to be interesting and thematic, which we'll discuss at the time. And we're going to finish off with a nice game of Baldur's Gate Shadowheart versus Karlach, where we go for kills and we track points, and whoever loses at the end of the day has to do something very, very fun. And it's going to be me, no doubt.
Undoubtedly. I'm just a rare player than you, Chris. I know how to just.
However, I have been playing every Saturday/Sunday for the last 6 months since you've been on the channel.
And I haven't opened the game since we last played, so.
Well, there you go.
Maybe
you might have the benefit of. You might have the benefit of logged experience, but I have the benefit of recent experience.
Well, yeah, I have been tuning in every now and keeping an eye on your streams, and let's just say I'm not too worried.
Yeah. If you didn't watch the one literally on Sunday, there was a bit where I told my character to jump across some lava, and he just chose to not do that and just died.
See, you always use this very passive language when referring to things your character does when commanded by you, where the characters are always choosing to do things
No,
against what you want them to do.
and it acts on its own volition and does what it wants.
Never change, Chris. Never change.
So, as we can raise as much money for WWF UK as possible, we have a couple of donation tiers, don't we, Will?
Yep. I hope you're not expecting
Yep.
me to read them out.
No, that was me asking you to talk to the people while I get them, but that's fine.
Okay. That was
okay.
No,
I
I
just
kind of
looks like
assumed you might know what you were doing. That's my bad.
Well, I do know what I'm doing, but I wanted to,
Yes, we have a few donation tiers with
send
even
it to you so we can get it on the screen.
some extra incentives for anyone who feels like donating slightly more. These, they've been hard thought through by Chris, and I was also there.
They were very much hard thought through by me. These apply to both Mogbog and Baldur's Gate. So, for a £5 donation during the stream, you can choose the next weapon for the next fight. And the weapons in Mogbog can be as lethal as a warhammer and as unlethal as someone's shattered femur.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's really fun. For £10, the donator can choose what we do next. So again, both in terms of Mogbog and Baldur's Gate, where we want to go next, or what you want to come across next when we play Mogbog. For £20, you can add something extra to the run challenge. Maybe an extra spin on the bonus wheel, if you have an idea. Or an extra exercise
Are
or
you
something.
keeping the donation? Like, how are we getting live updates on donations?
Well, if we are doing the Discord the whole time, I was going to swap from this lovely, I've raised £250 for WWF UK's Wild Livestreamers to the Tiltify page, which is where you can donate. And then obviously when any comes in, we'll see your username. I'll ask you what you want to do. For £30 donation, you can choose to respec the entire party how you want it. If you want to screw us and have us all be monks of the same subclass, or if you want us to completely rearrange a couple of characters, we'll do that. And for £50, the highest tier is you can choose to kill a player or a companion. Now, I don't know what will happen if you choose to kill me in Will's game. Whether I'll have to just play as or just watch him. I don't know. That's never happened before.
Well,
has anything like that ever happened to you, Will, when you've been multiplaying?
What? Where someone's died and then they just have to watch?
Where one of the player characters die and are no longer part of the game?
Not specifically that I can think of. I tend to. I mean, most of the games. I mean, I've ran way more than I've played. Most of the games I tend to run, I consider player character death outright, unless pre-agreed upon, a slight failure of DMing.
Yeah, but I meant in Baldur's Gate.
In terms of Baldur's Gate, what have I ever died in Baldur's Gate?
Oh,
yeah, you're saying
So when you've been multiplaying and someone else has served.
Well, usually if a player character dies, the game forces you to load a checkpoint.
Right. Okay. Well, then you would just be killing the character for us to reload a checkpoint. But I guess part of that will be after you've killed the character, you can choose what race class they come back as. Obviously. It would have the same name, I think. But we'll get there.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate, that works less on. Unless we were doing... I mean, I have some thoughts on how we can make Baldur's Gate more interesting anyway.
Well, I love thoughts. Please share.
Well, I was thinking, A, it's been a billion years since we last played that save file, and quite frankly, who really remembers what we're doing? B, I was thinking, if we really want to have Death Have Weight, what we can do is we can play a new game
On a mode.
on honor mode, and we have to respec all our party into druids, so we can turn into animals.
That is a fun and interesting and novel idea.
Which it seems more fitting for the whole theme.
It does. I mean, one of our companions is going to have to be Shadowheart, though, since she's on the marketing.
That's okay, you can respec her into a druid too.
Yeah, as in, yeah.
Yeah, we just have to go if we rush with us.
Yeah.
Although
We'll still do Shadowheart versus Karlach, but we'll do everyone's animals.
but everyone's a druid.
Yeah.
How long are we playing? We're playing 4 hours.
Can't you just be a bear though? That's all right. Yeah. So the idea of the run times is we're going to do the first podcast until about 10, and then we'll have a little breakfast break. We'll still stay online.
Breakfast break.
Thank you, WWF. That's very kind. We'll be absolutely fine. Thank you. You can trust us.
You're in strong hands.
What were we saying?
What was I saying?
What was I saying?
You were going to have the itinerary of the day. You were going to have a breakfast break at 10 because you're the.
We're gonna have a break at 10 for 10 minutes. We're gonna have some cereal, probably some coffee. Then we're going to play a game of Mark Bark, and we'll ask you questions. That's going to be roughly 3.5 hours. And then we'll have a lunch break. Again, we'll stay on stream. We'll have a quick bit of lunch.
Chris will have a lunch.
And then
we'll play. I made a stronger stuff.
Will exclusively lives off Monster Energy. Or did last time I spoke to him, which
to be fair, yeah. I've recently finished, I think it was like a 24-pack crate. Fuck. I love Monster Energy so much, man.
It really does. And the final thing on the donation tier was, of course, this lovely WWF branded t-shirt. Hi WWF, thank you for joining the stream. For the top donator of the entire shebang, which is currently our friend and subscriber Tom. Hi Tom, hope you're enjoying it if you're watching, both live or in the past.
In the future, wouldn't it?
Well, currently, yeah, or the future, that works too.
I don't know how you'd be watching from the past.
Yes. It'd be with great skill and talent, obviously.
He's just that good, that's our Tom.
Yeah. He's just so good, is Tom. And he's winning this lovely t-shirt, which is very comfortable, isn't it, Will? Are you wearing one?
Yes.
Good. Because it is very comfortable and stylish and cool.
I'm loving my t-shirt, personally. Although I don't have my webcam with me at the moment, so you guys can't see, but just know. It might even be signed by Chris, if we feel like doing that. That'd be fun.
If you care about these sorts of things,
we'll give the option to the donator. If they really want it, it'll be signed by the whole R2M's crew, maybe.
And for any donations above £10, you also get assigned and personalised by me and my baby boy. Thank you note. Where I write things and he grabs a pen and he just does what he wants. You can see he shows he wanted to see a deer there, he wanted to see a bee, and of course we drew some tigers. And a whole family of lions. He went, Mommy lion? A daddy lion? So who knows what you're going to get.
But it will be from the heart.
Whatever. It will be from my toddler's heart, which is cute and cool and fun. So, with all that out of the way, why don't we play our first game? Ooh, what's it going to be? Top tier Tiger Tournament!
Whoa.
You know it, you love it. Everyone's
familiar with the rules of Top Tier Tiger Tournament, surely.
The ages. I have a list. I have better than a list. I have, again, personalised handmade drawings of 8 iconic tigers from popular culture. They are going to go head to head, and Will is going to decide who would be the most interesting, challenging, and rewarding TTRPG, D&D, or otherwise fun thing to fight, and my hair does not like this lovely WWF bandana, but I'm going to persist with it anyway. And I
Nice,
thought
very
I
nice.
had these drones just back here, like I had those ones. I'm up, dog ready. I have my campaign notes, and I thought I had those.
Just for a little bit of context, so yeah, today we're playing Morkborg. Chris gave me a variety of different RPGs to choose from, and a little introduction. To be fair, what he said about Morkborg was that it was going to be slightly sci-fi, which I was very interested in because I've never played a sci-fi TTRPG. Turns out he was thinking of Cyborg, the Morkborg variant that is more sci-fi and I think like cyberpunky. But yes,
Yeah.
I've never touched, played, or
I
really
had
read
better than
anything on Morkborg, so I'm very excited to give it a go.
Oh, that's so much better. Oh, I'm glad you're here, WWF United Kingdom. Look at that. Beautiful. I feel just like a panda.
You look just like a panda as well. I've often said you have many panda-esque qualities.
Just absolutely love bamboo.
You can't get enough of it, folks.
You can't get me off the bamboo, lads.
Gnawing away relentlessly, day in, day out.
So, are you ready for your first tiger?
I've never been more ready.
Let's hope the camera picks it up nicely.
A
The
classic.
first tiger. Can you guess what that is from the drawing?
I can tell exactly who that is from the drawing.
Fantastic.
It
Because the next one you will not be able to tell from the drawing.
Excellent.
So, of course, the wonderful Tigger bouncing away. Just run down a couple of his, his features and traits. Of course, he's got a big bouncing tail. He's also got relentless endurance and energy. So I reckon he's got high hit points. Because the guy can bounce.
The guy can bounce, and everyone knows you need to have high hit points if you're going to be bouncing.
Well, yeah, obviously high dex. And lots of hit points to be bouncing around for days and days and days.
High dex and high constitution is an interesting and rarely seen combo.
Exactly.
I feel like maybe like some kind of warrior monk is the only real class you'd see.
That's just what I reckon. What do you guys reckon?
What class, if you had to, like a standard, say D&D 5 or standard D&D classes, what class would you say Tigger would be?
Well, as we discussed, he's very high dex and high con. I feel like that lends itself quite well to a sorcerer or a bard situation.
He does have like a bardic energy about him.
He has a bardic energy. He's a good performer. Again, he's so good at bouncing, team. He's so good at bouncing. You've got to take that into consideration. But do you think he's more powerful or less powerful than our second tiger? And which one do you think it is?
Oh boy.
This was not my finest work.
Chris, that tiger doesn't look very well.
No, it was a pose which apparently I just couldn't do. It was, of course, Raja from Aladdin fame.
He's great. He strikes me as a paladin. He's quite a noble creature.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And paladins are very scary. I drew them, so you can't sue us, everyone. Or WWF. Not officially licensed, just hand drawn out of love for all of these respective properties.
Trying to be fair, yeah.
Were you talking and we lost you? Are you back?
No, sorry. I'm just fiddling with some things in the background.
Yeah. So, those are your first two in the first round of this top tier Tiger tournament. Who would you think is the more interesting, challenging, and rewarding fight?
That's interesting because Tigger realistically, not a fighter, lover, not a fighter.
Oh, definitely.
he does have a lot of energy, and I think not thematically, but like mechanically, his relentless jumping could be quite fun. I could see it being like an entertaining mini boss where he's just hopping around the place, and it's more about catching him and knocking him down than it is about taking him on properly. I do think though, I think Raja would provide the more challenging experience because he's a guardian, he's a protector. It does seem like he would, he at least. I don't think he fights anything, but he protects the princess.
But the
He's
bit of
like her personal bodyguard.
all about no bite in the film, isn't he?
A little
He
bit,
scares
but you
he scares them away with a growl, but when they actually get
you
involved,
couldn't
he
really say that
so much.
Tigger's more bite than bark.
No.
Tigger doesn't really bite or bark much. He's just there for a good time. Very bard coded.
So I've shared another screen, which is the official Tiltify
You
page,
have
but I
not.
don't. Well, I've done it on Discord, but it doesn't seem to have
It's not
picked up.
appearing on Discord. Oh wait, hold on. I have to.
Yeah, you have to
More
click on it.
options. Fuck.
As much as I love my face to cover a whole screen,
which is a lot, folks. He loves that. There's gonna be an easier way. No. What if I do it here? And I go here, and then I go there. There we go. Gotcha.
testing. There it is. There it is. I think it was better before when we were both side by side, but that's okay. It's good for now. Just so you can see where we're at. We've gone up. We've gone up £3. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Ooh, Paul.
Shout out to Paul.
Give us a chat if you're in the chat. Good man, Paul. £2 short from any of the initiatives, so sadly, all you get is the feeling of fulfillment that you're saving the planet, the tigers, the leopards, the pandas, the lions, all of the other beautiful endangered critters. And of course, our own human environment, which is also threatened. So, are you putting forward Raja into round 2?
I think. Are we saying it as a head to head then? So who would win between Tigger and Raja?
Well, you're putting them head to head, and based on who you would want, who you think would be the best fight. Not who's the most powerful, because there's obviously some ones which are designed for combat later.
I think I would give Tigger the edge here because I think his speed and bounciness would allow him to outrun Raja until he was too tired to maintain.
Wonderful. Tigger goes through to the semi-final.
You have just spelt it Tiger, to be clear.
Well, that's not being seen, so I wasn't really.
It appears on the. If you put it in the chat of the stream, like the chat of the channel we're in, it appears on the screen. If you put it in like the chat of a channel anywhere else, like in our chat or.
Well, I didn't think that would have.
Well, now you know. Just
now I know.
Just put it in general.
I'm going to start with this one, but I'm not convinced you'll have watched this particular thing.
Okay.
But for our first entrant into the top tier Tiger tournament, we have this beautiful blue speedoed boy. Do you recognise him?
This rings a bell, actually. I feel like I've seen him before, but I can't quite place it. Go on, put me out my misery.
He has like an Eastern European sort of accent.
That has, if anything,
another performer. How much of the Madagascar franchise have you watched?
Shamefully little, I'm afraid.
Well, that'll be why. So this is, of course, Vitaly, the acrobat from Madagascar 3, and his whole thing, well, he's massive and big and bulky, but he's the best in the world at diving through a fiery hoop. And he literally has a thing where at the end he jumps through one that's like this small. He gets too carried away and he goes smaller, smaller, smaller. So he's very ambitious, and he can jump through tiny hoops. So what do you think?
I mean, what a potent character.
And need to remind you, he has blue speedos on.
You
So
need
that,
not.
you know, that is power. Right? Only a real force of nature could pull off wearing
true enough.
exclusively blue speedos in every single situation. So since you don't know much about him, he's a circus performer, so a bit of an acrobat. So again, very Dexy these tigers in fiction. Pacey, gets around, jumps around. I can see you concentrating on trying to fix our streaming setup and make it look beautiful.
I'm concentrating on trying to add the Tiltify as a permanent thing. So yeah, he's very dexterous.
Very dexterous, can jump through tiny hoops, but he's also big and strong and imposing. He's got high charisma, they're all scared of him. And he's very intense and focused and driven on being the best in the world at circus.
Okay, who's he going against?
A true classic. What would you say is like the OG tiger in fiction?
In
Fiction, not...
Okay, because my immediate answer was Tony the Tiger, the Frosties mascot.
Well, you might well be in this at some point.
In fiction. That is a good question. The OG tiger in fiction.
A villainous tiger.
A villainous tiger. Oh, of course, it's got to be Shere Khan from Jungle Book.
It's got to be Shere Khan from the Jungle Book.
Oh, hell yeah! Wow, a beautiful rendition. Can I just say, your son must be a very talented artist. I'm assuming he's the one who draws these.
He's a very talented artist, or I'm a very poor artist. Which either of those are correct.
Hard to say.
No, so we do them all together, and what happens is I draw them, and then he puts some colour on, and he also sabotages me. So
excellent.
He likes to climb all over it. Yeah, someone's got to try and sabotage me as I'm drawing tigers and things. Shere Khan. Now again, there's sort of a theme to each round, and this round is that they are quite imposing, and they have a lot of fear and aura. So Shere Khan has the whole jungle scared of him, and Vitaly has the whole circus realm scared of him.
I mean, I'm sure Vitaly has some impressive feats. Oh, although you say he's like a circus performer, right?
And so you've got to remember the key thing about Shere Khan is he does actually get defeated by a literal child.
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. Shere Khan, biggest weakness, as we all know, fire.
Yes.
So does Vitaly have access or experience with fire?
Vitaly's whole thing is jumping through fiery hoops.
If he's got the fiery hoops, then I think it's easy for Vitaly. However,
he's got fiery hoops. The guy has fiery hoops.
Well, yeah, but does he keep them on him, or is it, does he set them up? Is he evolved? Like, just because he has been famously near fiery hoops.
Well, not to give away too much of the plot of Madagascar 3 from 2016 or whatever, probably even before that. The circus is entirely animal run by the cast of Madagascar 1. So they do have the hoops. They have access to the hoops. I don't know where they store it, because they just sort of travel around on the train, and then for some reason they're in a balloon, and it's a whole thing.
Okay. Excellent. Well, in that case then, because I was thinking originally, hands down Shere Khan, he's the baddie of the jungle.
Exactly. You would think.
You would think. Just so you know, we've now got a permanent. I don't know if it'll I don't know how much it
I
updates
think
if I have to manually update it.
well, I mean, the only way to test that would be to donate to the stream and see what happens.
Is that slightly higher?
It's up on my screen.
There we
It
go.
is slightly off center, bottom left.
It should be fine now. Is that fine now? It looks fine on mine.
It still looks. No, on my TV screen it looks too much on the bottom left, but on my
It
phone
looks too
screen.
much on the bottom left. Tell you what then, we'll stick it
Like
there for you.
slightly.
There's that.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Don't worry, WWF. We always start slow. The one, for example, on Sunday, the first little bit, no one watched it, and then by the end, it had like 260 views. So we tend to pick up steam as we go along. So don't get too concerned that no one's watching right now. Just to clarify why we're doing this, of course, we are streaming for 9 hours to help raise money because there's only 540 ammo tigers left in Russia, which is, of course, 9 hours, 540 minutes. So we're doing the top tier tiger tournament because we're raising money for the tigers. So are you putting Vitaly through by virtue of his...
I'm going to give Vitaly and his fiery hoops the advantage here.
It's going to be an interesting matchup in the semi-final between Vitaly and his fiery hoops, who bounces around and he's an acrobat and a circus performer, versus Tigger, who bounces around who's an acrobat and a bit of a circus performer. With that, now our next one. This is pure power in this round, by the way. We have, who is this lovely lady tiger?
Of course, Tigress from Kung Fu Panda.
It's Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. Of course it is. She doesn't normally have such a wide head. But that's just fine. Now, of course, Tigress is a Kung Fu master. She punches ironwood trees to get hands made of strong stuff. She trains at the top of the mountain all day, every day, and goes out to fight crime and save the world. A very, very strong contender.
Incredibly strong. And as a personal fan of Tigress and the first 3 Kung Fu Panda films, I haven't seen the 4th one, so I can't comment. And, very fitting, seeing as Chris is currently dressed as Po from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. No related. Life is a circle.
I will say, you're going to have to bring out something incredible, really, to overthrow Tigress.
Incredible. Incineroar.
Oh, wow. Now that
powerful, right?
is tough. Chris, how well do you know the competitive Pokemon VGC scene?
I know a lot about the competitive Pokemon
so
VGC.
Do you know that Incineroar is widely considered the single strongest Pokemon to ever play in the doubles format?
Wildly considered that, yeah. And it's a tiger, so of course it had to be included. Strong. One of the pre-tournament favourites to win the whole thing, but they don't always win the whole thing.
Yeah, that is tough. Because but then again, you got to ask yourself. But Pokemon are ridiculous, man.
It's not just power. It's also about an interesting fight and obviously a challenge.
Then this is easy. Never mind.
It's a fun and interesting fight. Remember?
Then it's going to have to be Tigress, because all Incineroar is going to do is intimidate Parting Shot. That's all he ever does.
Yeah, he'd be the main boss, and he'd basically let all of his minions do the fighting, and he'd come in.
Incineroar is widely so good because he's an incredible supportive and enhancing Pokemon who can constantly debuff the opponents and just be really annoying. But his playstyle is. I mean, he can still threaten damage. He's not weak damage wise. but I would say
So, when I preconceived this, what I was thinking was the one thing that Incineroar offers that Tiger doesn't is ranged combat, because Tigress is fully hand-to-hand monk, essentially, whereas obviously you've got the intimidate parting shot. You also do have slightly less powerful, but you do have special long-range, fire and necrotic damage, and then of course some very strong physical melee attacks. So there is sort of in a combat situation there might be more variance with Incineroar. This is your tournament, not mine.
I would say that.
Yeah, I would love it if you would say it.
The more interesting fight would be Tigress, because Incineroar, as per Pokemon, gated to 4 moves. So really, once he's pulled out those 4 moves, what's he got? Tigress probably knows like a billion Kung Fu moves.
A billion moves. He knows
well
all
over
of
that.
them.
Yeah. She's an absolute badass.
And as of the end of Kung Fu Panda 3, she does have access to Ki, so she could.
That is true.
If she's going to be the boss of the whole campaign, she could focus on building some power with a long-range Ki blast.
And I think realistically also, there's no like I'm sure she has like the monk like projectile catching thing. I'm like so sure that they've dealt with ranged foes in the Kung Fu Panda films and never particularly struggled. So
No, she just blocked it.
Yeah.
Easily.
So I'm gonna say Tigress wins this. I think any other matchup, Incineroar wins hands down. To be clear, because it's just make sure you put.
One has to be the favorite. There's eight iconic tigers. One of them has to be the strongest.
Yeah.
Of course, there is the most iconic, and that is coming. But first, now, do you recognize this tiger?
Chris, I think we need to work on your definition of a tiger. It looks slightly like Wile E. Coyote from Looney Tunes if he went on a lot of steroids.
Did you play much Crash Bandicoot growing up?
No, it was one of the ones I missed. Never really touched.
Well, that's a shame, because this bad boy here is Tiny Tiger. Ironically named Tiny because he's absolutely swole, and he throws big explosive things at you, and he can jump an entire map. He's a bit of a unit. he's in Crash Nitro Kart. His entire thing is acceleration. He's incredibly fast, but not so good at turning around. So this guy is really high strength, low dex. Okay. Do you get around him by being faster than him and outmaneuvering him? But in terms of raw power, he can't be beat. He's an unstoppable force of nature in terms of raw brute strength.
Okay.
He's kind of like the Donkey Kong of the Crash Bandicoot universe.
Gotcha.
But Tiger.
All right. Well, let's see who he's up against.
We said it's him. He's great.
See now.
Now,
you'd think Tiny Tiger would have the outright advantage, but have you considered quite how rich? Quite how rich Tony is.
The guy is quilted.
He lives in the lap of luxury.
He does.
And I think he has access to the resources and means to have someone else handle this Tiny Tiger problem.
So, he is the enemy in the TTRPG campaign who's the Lord, who doesn't have any power himself, who just has loads, infinite wealth to buy all of the minions and all of the soldiers.
I think he's still decently, like, he'd be a decent threat by himself, but obviously not outclassing. You know, you don't get to see too much of his abilities in the very limited amount of Frosty's ads I've seen. However,
Well,
I
from the
think
ones I remember, you've got to remember he does dive from a really, really, really absurdly high diving board. So that's got to be worth something.
It's gotta be worth something. I think is it Kellogg's? The Kellogg's own
And then,
Frosties?
yes, Kellogg's. Yeah, he's also pretty darn swole. The combining factor in this one was swole tigers.
I think I would say
Look at that, rippling muscles, beautiful
the
V-shape.
the Kellogg's onboard trained hitmen take out Tiny Tiger before he even knows what's coming.
So Tony Tiger for round 4.
I'm saying Tiny Tiger for round 4.
He does get extra iconic points because he's the first one. You think of an iconic tiger in popular culture, even though it's not fiction. That's why I started with fiction when I said about Shere Khan. He is the iconic fictional tiger. So, it's the first matchup of the semi-final then is Tigger, wonderful Tigger bouncing free, versus Vitali, the fire-wielding
I mean, now
acrobat.
that we know who everyone is and what everyone's got going on, this is gonna be a much more streamlined process. I think this round is easy. Tigger's edge last round was his incredible kind of speed and athleticism, which I think would give him an advantage. That doesn't really apply when he's against an incredibly talented acrobat. So I think Vitaly, for his slightly more, combat-centered nature, would take this.
That is interesting. I did not have Vitaly in the finals, but I like it. Vitaly from Madagascar with his beautiful blue speedos is our first finalist. Good job. Good jumping through hoops. Then our next matchup of the most iconic tigers in my version of popular culture is Tigress of Kung Fu Panda fame versus Tony the Tiger. They're great.
I think Tony the Tiger can send all the trained hitmen he wants, but I don't think any of them will be able to handle Tigress. So I think Tony's going down this one.
So you've got to remember, this is about what's going to be the most fun and interesting fight. And what is more interesting than fighting Tony the Tiger in beautiful blue speedos? Oh no, he's got the beautiful red sash.
Yeah, you're thinking of Vitaly and his blue speedos still.
Well, how could you not? They are such fantastic speedos.
Yes, no. How can I forget? I mean, I think Tigress would represent, in terms of a fight, Tony would be the kind of boss fight who summons wave after wave of minions, in this case the Kellogg's trained hitmen, to kind of slow you down and stall you. And then when you eventually get to the boss fight, he's tough, but most of the fight is getting through the waves of minions. Tigress, however, is a pure ice cold, relentless skill matchup. She's a Souls-like boss that just demands you to learn and adapt and overcome. She will be relentless, unforgiving, but not in a kind of unfun way, but in a kind of very disciplined and, you have to master yourself to overcome. And I think for me that's more rewarding.
Where the skill curve just goes like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I say for me personally, as a big fan of things like Liza P, I value that kind of one-on-one real skill barrier, just slugging it out against an opponent who may be stronger and more capable, but you're gonna try anyway. I'd say that's more entertaining for me.
Beautiful. Elwen explained, which of course means that our final then is the aforementioned Tigress versus Vidali and his fiery hoops.
I'm really struggling to hear out both sides here. I think Vitaly had a fairly easy run of the bracket, to be fair. A little bit of a Mickey Mouse tournament, if you will. Because quite frankly, I think if you swap the sides of Vitaly and Tigris, Vitaly ends up Tigris still ends up in the final. Vitaly doesn't come close. Is the thing.
Yeah.
I think realistically, you've got to respect the harder path that Tigris has overcame versus
she's
going up
about to be.
against Tigger and who else did he go up against?
He went up against Tigger, and
Who
he
was
went
his
up
random?
against. It wasn't Shere Khan.
Shere Khan, no, it was because of
No,
the
it was
fire.
Shere Khan. It was
Shere Khan,
Yeah,
yeah, Shere
I
Khan,
know
he
it.
has essentially a loophole because he has his one weakness. If you remove the fire aspect, Shere Khan, I think, would be the winner. But yeah, I think Tigris absolutely dog walks the entire other side of the bracket, and for that fact alone, really, you got to put respect on the goat's name and give her the number one spot.
The winner, the 2026 Tiger World Cup top tier Tiger tournament, is this Tigris.
That specific Tigris, sorry, that might change things.
Tigris. Wee claps.
Yeah, that's a kind of claps. There we go. Oh. Did Chris just leave? Chris just left the Discord call. Ladies and gentlemen, he might be too smart.
I did that bit one time and I thought that was the best time to get it out of the way. So now you have to reset the whole stream.
Yeah, it's fine. I've sorted it.
Now, what I thought for a second of maybe 3 quick games, since that was the chunk of it, is I actually sent you something on Discord. If you don't mind sharing that, because obviously this one was all you. Yeah, well, no, we'll do it together because I've not seen these. I just found it. I looked at the first question. I thought, yeah, that'll play.
Yeah. Hold on.
And since WWF are in the chat, they can tell us if we cross a line straight away. What we've got, WWF, is we have one of your very own quizzes for 11 to 14-year-olds. So, us 20 plus year olds should be able to ace it, right?
Enable overlay. Shift. Edit. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I'm not going to be able to have you on the screen, unfortunately.
No, it's okay.
Oh wait, actually, no. Never mind. I lie.
It can be the quiz. That's all good.
We can have you there and the quiz here. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so.
It'd be funny if we know since we've already done it. But, it's always better to ask. We can remove it and do something else if they say no. So, this is, I figured, the next one, obviously, it'll be me again. I did the first one, so this one we'll do together.
Sure.
We have a lovely...
Okay,
WWF
so what does the
UK.
term biodiversity mean? Does it mean the total variety of all life on Earth, lots of wild habitats, different types of species, or the variety of characteristics within a species?
I would assume...
Lucky I walked into this thinking this was going to be like an absolute cakewalk, and I'm looking at this and be like, I feel like I use the term biodiversity in sometimes multiple of these contexts, and I maybe shouldn't be.
I feel... Is it not the total variety of all life on Earth?
See, I went to that initially. But then, if you've got lots of types of species, if you've got lots of types of species in a place, you would say that place is biodiverse.
It's definitely not B or D.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
A or C, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be A. It has to be.
It's gotta be A. Yeah, thank the Lord. Okay, what covers 1/3 of the land surface and helps keep the climate stable by storing carbon? Is it
Qualifications established. Which one?
forests, deserts, grasslands, or rivers?
Deserts. Yes, it's all covered by deserts. It's got to be forests, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Has to be.
I'm assuming the tick means we got it right. But we won't know until we get one wrong. Why are pollinators such as bees so essential to life on Earth?
For vibes.
They provide oxygen. I mean, they do by proxy, but not directly. They help provide the food we eat
They certainly do.
by
It's got to be that
proxy.
one.
Some pitcher plants are found deep in jungles. What is strange about these unusual plants? They are carnivorous. They take 3 years to grow to full size. Live for 100 years. There are over 50 species of Bornean pitcher plant. Are pitcher plants the carnivorous ones? Okay.
Yeah, that one.
I trust Chris's nod. There are different types of forests, including boreal, deciduous, and rainforest. Where in the world are rainforests found? Along the equator?
Along the equator. Got to be.
Forests located far from the equator experience changes in temperature and daylight throughout the year due to the tilting of the Earth. The planet and animal species they harbour are well adapted to these changes. What type of forest do trees shed their leaves every year in the autumn? Deciduous, rainforest, coniferous, or boreal? It's deciduous, right? That's where deciduous means shedding the leaves. Forests cleared for timber to make room for infrastructure and agriculture, often to grow food for animals. Forests around the world are being cleared at an alarming rate. How much of our forests are being cleared every year? An area around the size of...
Now we're getting to the hard ones.
I think if it's Portugal, that's ridiculous.
But the forests are so large.
That is true.
We
It might be
accumulate.
Portugal. I think this is going to be like a... You think it surely can't be that big a number, and then it actually is that big a number type question.
Yeah.
So it might be Portugal.
If it's accumulating around the world, and there's rainforests in Asia getting cut down to make way for soybeans and Brazil and stuff the same.
I think it could be Wales. I think it could be a classic because this is slightly game theorying it, but I feel like when you list a thing like this, you would make it the second biggest option because the biggest is going to be a red herring of sorts. Because I feel like people are more likely to skew towards the extremes, so you make the extremes more extreme and then put it one down. But I think realistically though, I'm down to say D. And so far, that seems to be correct. Unless we get to the end and it's going to tell us what our score is. So I think it is D.
Even if it is an area the size of Wales, and this is...
I duplicate the tab quickly. Okay, so yeah, it would tell us. So far we are 100% correct. Building roads. Actually, yeah, Wales in a year would be quite small.
35,000 square miles of rainforest gone every year is crazy.
Sorry, lurking was working. Yes, feel free to use anything on the WWF's website. Thank you very much, WWF United Kingdom. Feel free to lurk as long as you'd like. So, anyway, back to it. Building roads, railways, electric pylons, and pipelines has an impact on wildlife such as grizzly bears and Siberian tigers, as they need large areas of continuous forest to survive. This is because pipelines take away water essential for survival and can use dangerous electric pylons or trees. Infrastructure fragments forests into smaller blocks.
This could be A or C, couldn't it?
I feel like realistically it could be any of them. I mean, I'm hesitant to say A because pipeline. Surely, if you're building a pipeline, you're piping water from somewhere you already have water to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's not like the pipes suck in water from the environment, but unless they're taking it from like a natural reservoir or and then moving it somewhere else. So I'm I'm really not
it's
sure.
it's sea because it's about habitat loss, right? It's if they have these animals have massive territories, but the territories are being broken up into smaller bits of territory, meaning they're all
I like
fighting
that.
each other.
Hey, smart fella.
Woo!
Which of these species don't have a home in the forest? Orangutan,
Look at
grizzly
this
bear,
thing, smart.
ring-tailed lemur, great hornbill, cheetah. It's cheetahs, right? They're in the savannah.
They're in the savannah, the wide open plains. They like to run really fast. They couldn't really do that in the forest, surely.
Yeah. Okay. Found mainly in the Amazon rainforest of South America, which predator's name comes from the native word meaning he who kills with one leap. That's awesome. He who kills with one leap.
He who kills with one leap is definitely going to be the name of my next boss monster to fight.
Excellent. Jaguar, maybe?
It can't be cheetah twice in a row.
No, when I
But
think of
on
leaping, I feel like it's got to be puma or jaguar, and jaguar is just a longer name. So
yeah, go Jaguar.
hell yeah.
Jaguar.
A rainforest could not exist without these organisms, which help to form the soil that nourishes the forest. Some are also essential for seed germination and tree growth, connecting with the tree's roots to provide minerals and nutrients. What are they? Algae, fungi, spiders, or frogs, which help to form the soil that nourishes. It's got to be fungi, right?
Algae does the same, but in the sea, right? So
Yeah.
fungi on the land.
Boom.
Look at us. We're so smart.
We're so
Never doubt again.
environmentally conscious. Across Sumatra and Borneo, forests are being cleared to plant this crop. What is it? Could we get a slightly closer picture?
Well, based on what I said about Asia, I think it's soy, isn't it? Unless it's
Okay, so your options are oil palms, rubber trees, bamboo, or banana trees. So, no.
oil palms.
I'd say that seems more likely.
No, because we like bamboo. Bamboo's good.
Yeah, I think it's oil palms or rubber trees. But I honestly, this is a tough question. I would say these don't look overly like little trees though. I know, but oil palms is also going to be trees. All of these are trees except bamboo, which is sticks.
We don't like palm oil, so all oil.
um, what are we saying then? Oil palms or
Yeah,
rubber
assuming
trees?
that's where palm oil comes from, and that's in a lot of food, and it's
It is oil
really bad.
palms. All life on Earth depends on fresh water, almost all of which is locked up in ice caps, glaciers, or buried deep underground. How much of the water on our planet is fresh water? That's tough. That's
this
real
is
tough.
getting hard
Because
now. How many questions are there?
there's...
There can't be many more.
Okay,
This must be one
there's
of the hardest ones.
25. Um,
No, more than 70% is just seawater, right? And then obviously there's land. I know,
yeah.
but it's
This is just a word, but think about how much ocean there is.
oh wow, we have 25 questions. I didn't realize there was
There's a
25.
lot of ocean.
Can we cap it at 20?
I'm going to say 5%. No, we're going to commit to the whole thing,
5%?
Chris.
Yeah, 5%.
Damn, less than 3. Our first incorrect answer. Tough one to figure out just on the fly. We use too
Should we
much
cap it
water
at
at home for
15?
farming. How much fresh water we use accounts for agriculture? We use too much water at home for farming. How much fresh water we use accounts for... Surely it can't be. It could be 60%, I guess. Or it could be 70%, and again, it's meant to be one of those ones where you're like, surely it can't be that big a number, and then it's that big a number.
60%.
Damn. Told you.
You told me what?
I told you that it was going to be one of those ones where you go, surely it can't be 70%, and then it turns out it's actually 70%. You go, whoa, that's such a big number. 70% of our water. I wonder if that's updated for 2026. I wonder how AI and its evil data factories
Yeah, that's
affects
true.
that. To be fair, I think it can't be. Like, when you think of 70% of fresh water usage, that's got to be a ridiculous, unimaginable amount of water that gets used.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you know, like a fucking ocean's worth.
Language!
With
This
their
is
webbed
for
feet,
charity.
with their webbed feet and dense fur, which of these animals is perfectly adapted to life on the river? Walrus, sea lion, otter, and leopard seal. I'm often talking about how I love walruses' webbed feet.
Yeah, also, it's otter's the only river animal, right? It's gotta be about otter.
Yes. You don't think the sea lion's a river animal? I think this is the only one that has feet as well.
Click it. Click
Yeah,
it.
I've clicked it, bro. Look at the little tick.
Ruin.
How many large dams are there in the world? Sorry, large dams are there in the world?
30,000. Click it and let's move on because I don't even know what they are. No, is that not large dams? It looks like large
Chris,
dams.
language.
It says large dams.
Large dams, Chris. This is for charity.
No. Good one.
I think he's caught up to the
30,000.
joke. Yes.
Yeah, I got it. I'm with you now.
Billions of these birds inhabit North America and blah 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 blah. blah.
Dodo. Click it.
Yeah,
Move
okay,
on.
we're both stupid. You just see bird and extinction and go, that's a dodo. Standing up to 176 centimeters, which of these are the tallest flying bird in the world? Bar-headed goose is a great name. But it's got to be like the crane, right? The cranes are a tall bird. Yeah.
Cranes is tall, but isn't the condor huge? Isn't that its whole thing?
It's the crane. I've already clicked it, Chris. Move on.
Oh.
Yeah,
my TV screen and the stream is apparently a few minutes out.
That's okay. These creatures run up to the top of their dunes when moisture is in the air and stand on their heads so that the water runs down their body into their mouth. Some have even evolved geometric patterns of raised areas on the body that match connect to the fog. What on earth?
That's really cool.
I'm going to guess it's a type of beetle. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a beetle thing, sure.
Something were reintroduced into Switzerland from Eastern Europe in the 1970s.
We're doing 20.
We're doing 25, Chris. We might as well commit. Get a grip. You got somewhere to be? We got 9 hours to fill, buddy. We might as well do 25 questions.
That is so true. I know, but my cereal is so muddy now.
You shouldn't have made it before.
I know. I really wanted it. But then we had technical difficulties and it was a whole thing.
Look, man, you just shouldn't have made it before. You should have made it during your pre-invented breakfast break. How long does it take you to prepare
I've got mushy cereal, I've got cold coffee, it's a whole thing.
It takes you 30 seconds. I've got cold coffee because I made an iced coffee because I'm smarter than you.
I also have 2 iced coffees. One's got protein in and one does not.
Are they really iced coffees if they're just cold coffees? There's no ice in those, Chris.
Okay, sorry, chilled coffees.
They're also not been in the fridge, and with the temperatures we've been having recently, I can't imagine they're going to stay cold for long.
Currently, it's not too bad.
It's supposed to get to, I don't know about you, it's supposed to get to 37 degrees in my parts on Thursday. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. 37 degrees. I'm going to die. I'm going to die like all the animals that the WWF is trying to help save.
No, so it's almost like kind of like climate crisis causing issues with the weather.
Anyway, so these animals were reintroduced into Switzerland from Eastern Europe in the 1970s, partly to control animals such as deer that were overgrazing the woodlands. It's got to be grey wolves, right? No. I can't imagine Switzerland has Siberian tigers. I can't imagine Arctic foxes are doing much to a deer. It could be a lynx, maybe?
Yeah, it's A or B, right? They're definitely introducing lynxes into different parts of the world.
Because I feel like grey wolves, are less... I mean, I don't know. I feel like lynx feels slightly more exotic and therefore slightly more inclined to be endangered.
Wolves are definitely endangered too, but go on, click lynx. I think it's lynx too.
Yeah. In which of these biomes do you get the phenomena, I'm not going to try and take that word again, of flying rivers, a movement of large quantities of water vapour in the sky, rainforests of South Africa, mangroves of East Africa, deserts of Australia, tundras of Russia? It's got to be rainforests, right?
Got me.
This looks like a rainforest fire. Yeah. Mountain tree shrews have a symbiotic relationship with these plants. They use them as toilets, providing the plant with essential minerals. These are the carnivorous ones. It's probably not. It could be a cactus in the mountains. It could be whatever one of these is. You can never say no. What do you think, Chris? Cactus or Rafflesia arnoldi? That sounds like an Italian man. Sorry.
It's yeah, the Italian man. Buongiorno. Io sono Rafflesia Arnoldi.
What are we saying?
See.
See. You're a fool. It was pitcher plants, obviously. Even though we said
Why
they were
would
carnivorous.
why would it have the scientific name if it wasn't the correct answer?
I don't know. I think that might just be an Italian man. On land, which animal only ever moves their hind legs together? However, in the water, they kick each leg independently to swim.
Rhinoceros?
How often do you see a rhinoceros swimming? Would be my question. I'm going to say hippopotamus. Would be my guess. It's a kangaroo. Wow.
Whoa.
How often do you see a kangaroo swimming?
I've never seen a kangaroo swimming. That's really cool.
That is cool. Which of these facts is incorrect about walruses? The walrus.
Well, you said you like walruses, so this is all you.
The Walrus Society has a tusk-based. I said I like their webbed feet. Okay. The Walrus Society has a tusk-based hierarchy. Longer tusks generate more respect. I think that might be true. Its genus, Odobenus, literally means tooth-walking seahorse. Walruses have a strong mouth that acts as a suction to pull out the shellfish. The tusks are only present in male walruses. I think surely it's just the tusks are only present in male walruses. I don't feel like I've ever seen a walrus sans tusks.
No.
Is that the extent of your contribution?
Yeah, I'm trying to get more people in.
It's fine, I've clicked it. Found only on the islands of Montserrat, Dominica, and in the East Caribbean Sea. What type of animal is the endangered species mountain chicken? Frog, turtle, fish, or snail?
Well, since fish and chicken are often, lumped together in the same meat bracket, I'm going to say fish.
It was a frog, obviously. 18 out of 25. Excellent. We're super impressed. Give yourself a pat on the back. Go on, Chris.
Chicken of the forest.
Chicken of the forest. There you go. Right,
why is it a mountain chicken? Why? For why? 18 out of 25. That's not good, man.
It's okay. Some of those, you got to think. How are we meant to know some of those?
Knowledge and skill and power.
Okay, bear with me 1 second.
So, thank you very much, Will, for running us through that quiz, which we aced. Can never take that away from us. Yeah, we all saw how well we did. Last little game, I have a choice for you because of where we are in time and space in the universe.
Whoa.
Would you prefer to do blind rank these animals by...
We can have our breakfast break now and do the game afterwards if you want, champ. I don't want your soggy cereal worsening. Again, we've got 9 hours to fill. We can be flexible with the schedule.
Let's finish the podcast after the break and then non-pressure chat, and then we'll go into the mock bug.
Sounds good.
So, would you prefer to do blind rank these animals by levels of endangerment?
Whoa.
Or animal or TTRPG monster?
Ah, do I have to choose? They both sound really good.
Okay, which would you like to do first?
Yeah, blind rank.
Blind rank. Okay, so I have 5 sadly endangered beautiful animals. Right here. I haven't drew these ones. These are
do
just
you have
going to be
pictures or
purely verbal.
purely
Well,
verbal?
I could probably find pictures, but whether I can show them is a different situation.
Okay. Tell you what.
A couple of them I can point to.
We'll put this here, and then give me 1 minute. I'll pull up images of them. Okay. Okay. What's the first one?
So the first animal for you to try and place on the level of endangerment from 1 to 5 is a lion.
Just your average lion.
The basic run-of-the-mill lion. This is one of the ones I can show. Look,
Lion.
there's one.
Whoa. What's your basic run-of-the-mill lion? How many am I ranking between? Sorry.
5.
5.
How endangered?
I would say.
Lion.
How endangered? You guys don't look the most endangered. Are we saying 5 least endangered, 1 most endangered?
Yes. Beautiful lions. Thank you, Google Images.
Wow. I'm gonna say 4.
Okay. Lions at number 4. So I will say the endangered tiers that I have here are number 5 would be least concern. Number 4 would be near threatened. Number 3 would be vulnerable. Number 2 would be endangered. And number 1 would be critically endangered. So you think lions are near threatened?
I would say. Yeah, we'll stick with it. It's a blind ranking, man. I gotta stick with my guns.
It is blind. It's so blind. You can't see them at all. Just ignore the ones that are on the screen. Next one. Do you think these are more or less threatened? Is, of course, the green turtle.
The green turtle.
The green turtle.
Let's put them at 3.
Okay.
Is one of these going to be the dodo? Because I know where that one goes.
No. Really, really sad that this one's on the list. The mighty blue whale, the largest animal ever.
Ooh. Let's go with 2.
Okay, mighty blue whale in the endangered. I have to say mighty every time, because it is just so mighty.
Can't help but notice you didn't give any of the other animals an adjective.
Oh, there might be for number 1. The next up, the classic white rhino.
Has got to be number 1. Sorry, your opinion, your word you chose was classic there.
Yeah, I think it's a classic, beautiful
it's a classic
animal.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Are the people just looking at lions the whole time, not the other animals?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm gonna be so real. That's fine. Don't worry.
Which means, by default, what you think is the least endangered animal with least concern.
Yeah.
The one we're doing this whole thing for.
Okay, well. It's a blind ranking for a reason, Chris. If you'd said, "Oh hey, here are the animals, sort them into the list," I'd probably have a much better chance of doing it.
The Sundra tiger.
Okay, well obviously I wouldn't put that one at 5 if you'd said it first.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Thank you for falling into my trap.
Okay. Well, yeah. So what's the actual order then?
So, you put tiger 5.
Mm-hmm.
You put lion 4.
Yep. Did I get any of them right? Is the
You got
question.
one of the 5 right.
Okay, excellent. Which one?
The mighty blue whale is indeed endangered. Number 2.
Hell yeah! I mean, not hell yeah, but
Yeah. Celebrate the
obviously
win.
very sad that the blue whale's endangered. The mighty blue whale. I'm I'm happy I got the ordering of that one right because I knew he was endangered. Poor guy.
So endangered, sadly. So at number 5 was supposed to be the green turtle. That is now of least concern. Congrats
Wow,
to the turtle.
good for them.
We are doing good work where the turtles are
The paper
concerned.
straws have done their work.
Number 4 was supposed to have been the white rhino, which you put at number
Really?
1. Yep.
I feel like I've heard about white rhinos being endangered my whole life.
I think they were, and therefore, because
Wow.
everyone's amazing, we've sorted that one. Is other rhinos still are having
Gotcha.
more issues?
Well, that's
Should my research from last night prove to be the case? In number 3, right in the middle, vulnerable lions.
Yep, that makes sense.
You said that was number 4. That was pretty close. Mighty blue whale at number 2, and number 1, the most endangered, is of course the tigers. Tundra tigers, Amur tigers, different types of tigers, all critically endangered, with
Right.
only a few left in the wild. Sad. So let's save them. Let's donate.
That's what we're here for today.
Let's share this.
Let me refresh the Tiltify.
Get more people in here.
Bob.
More people will join, I'm sure, at some point. But I'm sharing the stream right now, and then we'll do a final game.
Okay.
I've shared it with a few different WhatsApp groups.
I will
Hopefully that
paste the
could be a
Tiltify
place
link
to start.
in the chat as well.
A lot of it, a lot of these things sort of snowball, don't they? As soon as a few people join, more people join, and they see the bigger numbers are bigger. So, fingers crossed. I'll put my headband back on for this last bit. Definitely the right way up this time. Looks like the ears are pointing up. Lovely jubbly. So our final game is this a TTRPG monster or an animal? Hi, Niall Maguire. Thank you very much for your lovely message. I hope you're enjoying your day too. The beautiful blue bar hasn't moved much so far. We've had a £3 donation, which was really kind from Paul, who seems to have left since he came, but that's okay. Thank you for coming in for a bit, Paul. Your first animal or monster. And obviously don't search these until afterwards. The tardigrade.
This is a real animal.
It is a real microscopic animal.
I know this because this is a very bizarre poll. There's a game that me and a few of my brothers have played called Nubby's Number Factory, and one of the items is a tardigrade, which is just this little microscopic creature. I can't remember what he specifically does, but he's alright. We like him. He's pretty chill. So yeah.
Little water bear things. They're really cool. Second monster or real animal. Aardwolf.
How are you spelling that?
AARDWOLF.
I feel like it's a trap, but I'm gonna say real.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It is real. Well,
yeah!
You can search the tardigrade and show people what they look like, and then you can search the aardwolf and show people what they look like now since you've answered. Or should we show all the animals at the end since we've already missed two?
It's fine. We'll just carry on as we are for now.
In at number 3, monster or TTRPG monster or animal from real life. Salga.
That's a monster. For sure.
Final answer?
Final answer.
First incorrect answer. That is indeed a type of antelope.
Wow.
It sounds like it could be a monster, though.
Is this a gotcha at the moment where it's like, and they were all real animals? Ah ha 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 ha.
No, I did think about doing that.
Yeah, you
But-
thought about doing that probably after you did the first three and they were all real animals, and then you're like, oh, maybe I should change it up. Or should I?
Well, exactly. So by that logic, number 4 should be a monster then from TTRPG.
Yeah. Come on then.
You tell me what you think it is. The Flickerfly.
That's gotta be a monster, right? That's gotta be a monster. But then...
Would Chris just do it all animals and do a
See,
gotcha?
I think you wouldn't be self-aware enough to realise after 3, and it'll be the 5th one that's the monster. So I'm gonna say real.
Final answer?
Final answer. God damn it! I knew it! I read you like a book, and then I betrayed myself.
You did. You did betray yourself.
I gave you
It is-
too little credit.
Of course, a mosquito beast monster from Daggerheart.
God damn, you and your dagger.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows Daggerheart.
Everyone knows Daggerfall, bro.
Critical Role TTRPG. We can put that in the tag now. Put it in the tags. Get it in the tags quick. Let's get more people watching.
I don't know what you want from me there, man. I'm not the tag guy. You're the tag guy. You get it in the tags if it means so much to you.
I can't do it until after.
Well, are you sure about that? Have you tried?
I mean, I can try in between podcast and episode of more.
Okay, how many more of these have we got?
Final one.
Final one.
Now, you've got to ask yourself, would Chris
This is
go?
tough. Would Chris?
Double monster? Would Chris choose one which could be both? Or would Chris do it?
See, this is tough because you've set yourself up in such a bad format where it's like you're either doing 3 back-to-back normals and then 2 back-to-back monsters, which is like such a weird dispersion, or you're doing 4 out of 5 are real and 1 is a monster, in which case you might as well have just committed to the all of them are real bit.
Or I was playing 60 checkers.
Good morning, Grimmykin. Welcome to
Hi,
our
Grimmykin.
stream.
Welcome back. It's nice to see Will's back too. Everyone's back. All the OGs. Hi, Grimmykin. Thank you for joining us. Share with your circle too, please. Thank you. Let's get some money for some charity. So, your final answer. Your final question?
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't answer it before you've told me what the creature is.
Is, of course, sea pig.
Real. Final answer. Lock it in.
3 out of 5. Good job.
Ah, damn.
That was a passing grade. That was a pass.
Yeah, 6. Well, I can't do percentages.
Yeah, I think it's roughly.
Yeah, because if you doubled it, it would be 6 out of 10, which is 60%.
Of course, a sea pig is a real creature. It's a sea cucumber that walks on its legs, so that's really cool. So, tardigrade. Let's show the people what they look like, in case they've never seen them.
Me when I'm Chris and I make people reset up window captures because I'm evil. Do you like my Chris impression?
Yes.
Right. Properties. Yeah, that one. Okay. Well, that hasn't worked at all. I've just got 2 of the Tiltify thing. Okay, let's try that again.
Like Grimmykin. We're going to show the people what they look like. They are really cute.
Should be that one.
Yeah, it's a cool too.
Why isn't that working? That should be... What is your problem? Okay, there we go. Right, so... we're just gonna... I'm gonna just put this over your face, Chris. Hope that's okay. Sea pigs are cute, as are sea hares. Very true.
We're going to show the people what they look like now, just in case they don't know.
Yeah. Working on it.
While you all do that, you talk to the people. I'm gonna mute and have my cereal.
Yeah. I'm Chris and I need my cereal.
Yes, it's important to eat food 2 hours after preparing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, never let anyone accuse us of being too prepared. There you go, you're being censored by... So, what was the first one? Tardigrade. Right. There they are, yeah. Beautiful little creatures.
Can you at least get the lovely WWF T-shirt that the people are playing for today on the screen?
There we go. Welcome back,
As in,
everyone, to me and my co-host Tardigrade's show. What was up next?
certainly.
What was after Tardigrade?
The Aardwolf.
Aardwolf. Oh, what a cute little guy. What happened to this one?
Oh yeah, that's changed the nature of the podcast somewhat.
So it was da. Then it was. It's not Flickering Fly yet, or was it Flickering Fly? No, that's Flickering.
It wasn't Flickfly just yet. It was. What was it?
I don't know,
The
Chris.
thing.
It's your list.
Yeah, close my list. It was a Salga.
Salga, that was it. Salga. I'm assuming. Nope. How are you spelling Salga?
Phonetically?
Okay, so maybe try spelling out the letters.
Right. SALGA space antelope.
Ah, okay. Are you sure it's not a Saiga antelope?
I hope not. It might be. The L that
Are
I
you
might look
sure
like.
that a capital I didn't confuse you into thinking it was an L?
Maybe.
Are you mayhaps, a buffoon? Because I've heard of a Saiga antelope before.
Well, there you go.
You are, and now it's Flicker Fly.
Yeah, I think the I look like an L on the screen.
There we go.
But look at the noses.
Oh, these are some ugly little creatures, aren't they? And then the last one, of course, was the sea pig. Tiger F Fun fall into the same camp of strange faces as Muntjack. I don't know what that one is. Wow. I don't think they look like that. Ooh, Magic the Gathering. Maybe one day we should do... you know what, Chris? You know what we should do one day? Oop. We should do a live play and do a live Magic the Gathering Commander showdown, where neither of us know particularly the rules or how it works, and I'm sure no one would be upset at all.
I wouldn't even say particularly. I'd just say neither of us know the rules. Full stop.
I don't know. I know some of the rules. I've looked at some stuff. But yeah, that could be fun. They've got some great crossover decks. They've got like Lord of the Rings ones.
Let's have a look at the Muntjack here, because they're in here in the UK.
Oh, these little guys. Yeah.
Wow, it's so behind on my screen.
I fear that's a you issue. What a beautiful little fellow.
Very cute.
They have glands in their face that they inflate.
What's that one doing?
Oh no! You scroll slightly down. Aww, poor little guy. They turned him into meat. I mean, he was already made of meat. They cooked him.
Well, all my animals are made of meat by that logic.
Yeah.
But how could you look at that thing and think, oh, that looks delicious?
Poor little guy. Right. Well, that was that segment. Welcome back to the full screen, Chris. Why is that doing that?
Good. I'm still eating.
Sure. Well, I don't have any of my old things. I don't have my technical difficulties thing. I don't have my.
Okay.
I don't have my
The people
anything.
see me eat a whole meal at lunchtime, so they could deal with a bit of cereal for now.
They can. I'm trying to think if I have anything I could throw over the top. Just.
The donation page, so people will donate if they're watching.
The donation page. We still have the thing. The. Nothing. Oh no, we definitely shouldn't do that one. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Hey, Grimmy King, have you ever played Morkborg?
Have you ever heard of Morkborg? Because I'd never heard of it till Chris told me it's what. Well, I say told me it was what we're doing. Presented it to me as an option for us to do.
So Morkborg, I believe, was released in 2023 and won multiple awards. Or maybe it was kickstarted in 2023 because this said 2026 on it. It's pretty new anyway by the Free League. And it is marketed as a heavy metal album of a TTRPG. It's really cool. I don't think I'm allowed to show the whole thing. But just to give you a little flavour, it has pages that look like this. It's also got loads of lovely tables that made planning and preparing so easy. Like if you kill something, there's a corpse plundering table. All of the rules fit into one little page. It's really good. Yet to play it, so we're going to do that. Will's major donation was buying this for the team. I so relate. Someone woke me up when I entered my will this morning. I set an alarm for 7:15 to do this, and then baby boy runs in saying, "Daddy phone? Daddy phone?" at 6:45. I was like, first of all, you're not going on my phone the first thing we wake up in the morning. And also, why are you in my room at 6:45? Last thing I'll show you, because for copyright and whatnot, that actually might be a bit too much for this. One of the monsters will be fighting today. Look at that bad boy.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you know?
Will,
have you ever heard of Brutal Legend?
What, the guitar game?
I mean, it's available on Steam. Brutal Legend is available on Steam.
The rock guitar game.
Yeah. The Jack Black starring.
Yeah, I've heard of that amazing game and played it.
Oh, you've played it. Excellent.
Where?
I was just thinking it. With being such
Well, yeah,
a fan of
yeah.
Mr. Black as you are, I was thinking it'd be.
I am such a fan of Mr. Black. He is one of my personal heroes. School of Rock is the entire reason I became a teacher.
Yeah, well, look how that got you. Sorry.
It got me dressed in a panda costume.
Well, this is for fun.
No, this is entirely for fun. To raise a bit of money for WWF charity. Donate if you can. Hi. Donate. Follow the link. So, I have given up on my cereal. Will, do you need a quick toilet break?
No.
Okay, well, in that case, can you get your camera on?
When I said earlier that I didn't have my camera with me at the moment, was
Oh,
that
so
like?
you're unable.
I mean,
Unable.
I don't think I have a camera.
I don't know what I can show for this next Q&A segment, as we're playing Theatre of the Mind, a game that you don't even have access to. So
We're playing Theatre of the
maybe.
Mind. You don't have any
Well, yeah,
maps or.
it doesn't have a map and mini system. It doesn't
Okay.
have movement. It's a very simplified system.
Could you?
More-
I don't know. What's the vibe of the area? I will pull up. I'll pull up an image off of.
It's fine. I'll share an image of the
Yeah.
game. I don't think it's breaks copyright to show a picture of the game available on YouTube, right? And marketplaces and stuff, because otherwise, how would you sell it? So, Morkborg RPG, or Merkborg, if you want to use the Swedish, produced in Stockholm. It means dark fort, and it's a grim, dark, apocalyptic TTRPG. That's really cool. This is their own website, so surely they can't be mad at me for sharing this.
Surely. If anything, it's free advertising.
Exactly. Merkborg. I believe that image there is the class which you have indeed selected.
Ah, excellent. Hold on. Give it a second.
Which works.
Go on.
And
It
could also be. Let me just triple check. I've got the book in the hand.
Why does it not want to? There we go. Do you want to set the scene first, or do you want to go over the
Well, what I was
stuff?
going to do was I was going to give you a little bit of information and then let you chat to the people while I go nip to the loo, and you can describe to the people who you're playing, what you're playing, where you are.
I feel like you know more about who I'm playing and what I'm doing than I do.
Yeah. So Merkborg, you can roll up characters in like 3 minutes. There are only 4 abilities. It's 3d6 per ability, and you can +2 or take away 2 if the particular classes are good or bad at it. Did you pick? You didn't pick a cult herdmaster. That was your ally, right? Yeah. So you're playing a heretical priest. Yes. And that image on the screen there, from Merkborg's whole thing, is the image they used for the occult herdmaster class. Look at that. So it's a grimdark TTRPG set in a world, and our world will end in 9 days.
Why?
Once per dawn, the DM rolls a dice, and on a 1, a apocalyptic misery happens.
Well,
So when I come back from the toilet, when I come back from the toilet, we're going to roll that dice and see if you start the game with an apocalyptic misery.
What's an apocalyptic misery, Chris?
Well, a catastrophic events. For example, things like the ground completely disappears.
Sorry, the ground completely disappears.
Yep.
That feels hard to navigate.
You'll have to get used to it. What page? Miseries. Why aren't you in the appendix? Maybe it's just the right name. That's why I don't see. In the book is a adventure you can play when you purchase the book, which is really cool.
You said there were 4 stats. What are the 4 stats?
So your 4 core stats are strength, presence, which is essentially your charisma, but also your wisdom,
Interesting.
toughness, which is basically your constitution,
Yeah.
and agility, which is basically your dex.
Yep.
You have the stats. I sent them to you for your own character and for the character who'll be acting as your ally, who you'll be controlling and saying what they do. I'll just be role playing them, so you have someone to bounce off of as we're moving through the game.
Yes.
From ages past, Grift grew upon an eastern peninsula of the Endless Sea. Cut from the world by the bottomless Muir, the thriving city-state can only be reached by 3 bridges of such might and size it's said that only enslaved giants could have raised them. Grift was once a place of harmony and the light of reason, a shelter from the plague-racked, war-torn world beyond, but the world turns, and even the Muir cannot protect Grift from its inevitable fall. In 9 days, the city of Grift will die. You find yourself, you've been treasure hunting on a beach just near the bridges of Grift.
Likely thing for me to do.
Indeed. As you are approaching the city, you are stopped in your tracks by a monk. Cropped hair, heavy slash across his chest. Says, "Please, help us. The cemeteries in Grift, they've opened. The dead have risen. Help us." And he falls down dead in the ground.
Okay.
You, being an occult, heretical priest, would recommend this monk as from the church of... I just had it. Church of... That's the calendar. The Crypt Church, CHRYPT. This is the order which you were from and were chased from, as per
Okay.
your character.
So surely I'd be disinclined to assist.
Presumably. But that's the adventure setup. The city of Grift, the once fortress of the light, is being overcome by walking undead. Have a think about what you'd like to do. Tell the people what you're playing, who your friend is, what the vibes are. I nip to the loo, and then we will come back and kick off with our first game of Merkborg.
Okay. Well, this is an interesting situation Chris has put me in, because as someone who was treasure hunting on the beaches and is disenfranchised from the religion that this is, I can't imagine A, I'd be inclined to help, or B, that I'd see anything other than slight, death and despair ahead. So I'm really intrigued what Chris has planned if I just turn around and ignore whatever's going on here. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I might as well check it out, see if there's anything to be obtained. I imagine my character. Well, if I'm treasure hunting on a beach, I'm probably fairly loot/profit minded. Not a lot of profit to be gotten from a dead monk, but I mean, obviously, first thing you got to do is search his body. I'd be quite frankly, what else is there? What else would there be to do as a first port of call? You got to loot the body. But yeah, I will be interested to see what Chris has in store if I. Cause I'm not necessarily sure my character would be super inclined to help, or at least not without some kind of reward promised. Um. But yes, so yeah, Chris has indeed sent me uh, a list of my character and other characters and their stats and bits and doodads. Oh, hello, Chris.
Certainly have. I've sent you, but I will explain to the people the general rules of play, the information for the City of Grift, the stat block for your character, for the character who'll be acting as your ally, and for a backup character for should the unfortunate incidents happen where your character dies, because it is a much more brutal game than D&D. It uses the same D20 system, but a major point of difference is if you go to 0 hit points, you go unconscious and your body is broken. But if you're at, say, 1 hit point and someone does 2 points of damage, your character just instant dies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do like the idea of, like, the start of Far Cry 4, just being like, well, this clear call to adventure doesn't sound like my kind of thing at all. Better sit this one out.
Well, you could also you could always do something else. So the game is whatever you want it to be. It's a TTRPG. The call to adventure is there. You also have a ally who says, "Well, we could always wait a couple of days and then go and do some looting."
I mean, I think personally, we should maybe scope it out, see what's
From a safe
from a
distance.
safe distance, exactly. See what opportunities unveil themselves. You know, if people are busy and distracted, it might make for some opportune looting.
And if a few of them are being close to dead, then
Oh yes,
you know.
sorry, you weren't here for this, Chris. I said the first thing we do obviously is loot the body. See if there's anything of any use on him.
So if you have a look at my your allied NPC character stat block, the guy likes to make jewelry from the bones of the dead bodies.
Oh, of course.
So he's going to go ahead and start doing that with a couple of fingers.
I didn't actually get to the character introducing part yet, so I might just quickly, because I was mostly just mulling over what my character would do, because I can't imagine I'd be super inclined.
Very appropriate for this current campaign.
So I picked, yes, the heretical priest. So I have to my name some medium armor, a hand axe, 53 silver. I've also got a foul psychopomp scroll, Lucy's fire levitation scroll, a grappling hook, great, water skin, 3 days of food, a crowbar, and a basic shield. My core trait is cruel. I had an illegal affair with a royal, and I have proof. I giggle uncontrollably at inappropriate things. My unholy origin is a secret basilisk worshipping crypt church in Bergen. One of my hands lacks a thumb and some fingers. I grip things with it like a lobster claw. We'll get on to special powers later. I have middling strength. I have slightly good presence, slightly good agility, middling toughness. And my friend the herbalist has some lighter armor, less silver, red poison. He can brew 2 elixir vitalis health potions daily with 3 charges, 2 scrolls, eyelid blinds the mind, and violent storms. He's deceitful. He's got resting maniac face. He has a cursed, always bleeding, never healing wound on his right thigh. Likes to make jewellery from the bones of the dead. Raised in a little witch's cottage near Galgenbeck. He is above average in strength, middling in presence, below average in agility, and above average in toughness. So he's going to be my nice juicy meat shield. Mm-mm.
I just completely forgot I had panda ears and stuff on. I went to my car to look for my dice. I thought I had it in my bag right next to me. I don't think anyone saw, but it's just funny that without context, I've just dressed as a panda. I just didn't pick up my rolling trays as well. So you're playing a cult outlet. I also sent you photos of the most important things to know to play the game.
You did indeed.
I did indeed. So you have access to what the combat looks like in the system. You have information on the scrolls that each of the characters have. When a creature of unidentifiable, uncertain feelings towards you. Yeah, they're just apocalypse stone. It's established. I roll a 2d6 and it'll tell me whether they're friendly, unhelpful, angered by you, or immediately want to kill you.
Excellent.
So there'll be a lot of encounters where these are all just neutral things, essentially walking through an apocalyptic world trying to live the best life. So they'll decide whether or not to kill you or help you or be your friend entirely by dice roll. So that's really cool. Initiative is really easy in the system. You roll a dice. If you roll less than a 3 on a d6, I go first. If you roll 4 to 6, you go first.
Excellent.
And then me as in enemies.
I do like Gromykin's portrayal. My character has the giggles and a herbalist friend. Sounds about right. Yeah. We're quite the party, really, aren't we?
Beautiful odd couple. So, Sea of Grift, one of the shining beacons of civilization, in this otherwise war-torn, apocalyptic place, has a few bridges that are so gargantuan in size they could only have been built by captured giants. You leave the beach and head up onto the bridge, the closest bridge, the South Bridge, heading into the city of Grift. As you go up the stairs, you look into the pitch black sky. No sign of sun or moon. By time, it should be the middle of the day, but the sun does not seem to be present. You walk across the ancient, huge, monolithic bridge structure, towering pillars. You look over the edge and you can't see nothing but the abyss below. As you take step by mournful step, you come across a couple of fellows who set up a toll. The fellows I've already showed you look a bit like these.
Okay.
Sharp pointed teeth, big pointy maces, long ragged hair. Very little clothes except beautiful blue Speedos. Because they're all Vitali, I've decided. So, as this is our first encounter, and these are not immediately hostile creatures, I will have to roll 2d6, and that will decide whether they are friend, foe, or otherwise. Can't believe in this big pile of dice I just grabbed, a d6 wasn't one of the ones. Okay, that's a 4, and that's a 5. That's a good roll. Four to 5 is 9. That means they're actually almost friendly.
Wow.
Hello, what brings you to these Parts, you look interesting people.
Mm, let's just say, we heard that the dead were rising from the grave. In the name of the place we were heading to, that I remember.
Rift.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you never told me if we found anything useful on the body.
Oh, so will you go ahead and please, since you're looting a corpse,
Yep.
could you please roll a d10?
Let me just bear with me 1 second while I get this on screen for the people's.
Are you letting the computer roll the dice?
I'm going to do it because then it's visual for the people's.
Valtteri Bottas. I was actually going for Vitali from Madagascar 3 because we just did a top tier tiger tournament. But they could be one of them could be called Valtteri, the other one could be called Vitali, and the other one could be called Bottas. I like
Of
that.
course, I of course know who this is.
What, Valtteri Bottas is an
Yeah.
F1 driver.
Yeah, because you know me, I'm all about F1. Okay, let's take that in, and then let me just trim the window down to the bit we want. Bebob bob, bebob bob, bebob bob, bebob bob.
Oh, I hope you roll it too.
And then can I just shift that there? That work for the stream? I think that looks alright. So I'm rolling 1d10, right?
Roll 1d10, please.
If I hold on, let me stick that there. Stick that there. And then I fix the OBS scene. This one. Nope, this one.
You're 2 or an 8. That's pretty fun.
There we go. So put that there, put that there, put that there.
These are all really fun, actually. I'm glad this has happened.
Okay, so I'm rolling 1d10. Sorry, I was just tweaking the setup.
They're surprisingly good, Grimmington. I watched all the multiple times since Baby Boy's been born, and I've enjoyed them, which I didn't think I would. I watched Madagascar
I got a
1.
4 on my d10.
Okay. So, as you loot the corpse of the monk, it's a monk, he's not carrying much, found a couple of silver pieces. So the money system in Morkborg is simplified, it's everything's just silver. There's no silver, gold, copper,
Okay,
whatever. It's
cool.
silver, everyone's got silver. A couple of silver pieces, you find 3 silver pieces on it.
Cool.
What also you find, hidden away at the back of his robe, is a small hand mirror.
A mirror in the shape of a hand.
Mirror, hand-sized, and
Yeah.
made out of hand.
Made out of hand.
Yes.
Wow, love that.
Do you look at it?
Yeah, obviously.
So, what would you describe is the shameful truth of your character's soul?
The shameful truth of my character's soul.
Yeah.
Shameful truth of my character's soul.
Yes, this mirror of revealing shows only the shameful truth of whoever looks, the soul of whoever looks upon it. It basically reveals and helps you remember your deepest shame. What would that be? I'm sad you didn't roll. An 8 would be a silver bird cage, which slaves whatever is killed and is placed within it over one night, which reanimates twice as strong as a raging, uncontrollable undead. So you put something in, it will die, but then it will come back after 24 hours, twice as hard.
Okay.
But you got the mirror, which shows only the shameful truth of the bearer's soul. So what does that look like?
I mean, would it not be something to do with my backstory of the shameful truth being that I had an illegal affair with a royal and intend to use it for blackmail purposes?
So you look upon, is your character into any particular sexuality, or is it just whatever it can get, or what's your character's whole thing?
I would imagine in a world such as this, they're pretty flexible. Whatever it needs to be.
You see, as you look in the mirror, a beautiful young maiden, about 20 years old, in a tower. And then you see her ugly, grotesque old father. And you remember sleeping with the ugly, grotesque old father,
Of course.
the king of the realm
Hey man, if
of
you
Bergen.
can.
One drunken night in the tavern in Bergen, he, after this one night of passion, denounced you and chased you from the town.
Did he now?
He certainly did. What a guy. And with our first interaction, let's go ahead and have our first question, because this is, of course, a Q&A play, where we play, but we also ask and answer questions. So,
if you
my
want
friend,
us to answer any specific questions, feel free to drop them in the chat.
Yep, we will answer all questions that are put in the chat. We'll answer any question if you attach it in a donation on the Tiltify page. There's no corner of my soul I will not bear forth for a small donation for WWF. First off, Will,
Mm-hmm.
the only logical place to start, and we already covered it slightly when we're doing the podcast section, this is your first video since the 3rd of February, so where the hell have you been?
Hey there, man. I don't know. I don't know how much you want me to get into it. I have been. I don't know. I've been mostly busy with work. I've been working like a dog. Long shifts, long hours, and I've just had very little time and social battery for anyone or anything. I've been very kind of socially isolated recently. I started in Christmas, so I started in December, just before Christmas, and I started a new job. It's long hours. It's 12-hour shifts. 12-hour shifts multiple times a week. I worked. I did 70 hours in 6 days right before I started my holiday. So it's just been very draining. I've had very little time and patience and you know how I don't know. As someone with ADHD, I'm sure you can relate. You put off replying to someone and then you just feel super guilty about replying to them because you're like, oh, I've ignored this person for so long. So the easiest thing to do is just ignore them for even longer.
Yeah, it happens.
And
yeah,
it just the more you get, the further you get from it, the more it feels like an obligation rather than something fun. And you know, I just got very in my own head about the whole thing. Know that feeling, yeah. So yeah, I just took a prolonged break for, I don't know, just adjusting and but yeah, so I finally this week have had my first break that's been longer than a week since I started. because I've been working hard. So this is my first actual proper break. I've got about 2 weeks. So I thought, throw old Chris here a bone. And he was setting up the charity live stream. So I thought, I'd donate my time and my money and help out where I can.
Indeed. And while his name doesn't show up on the donation, he very kindly donated this and many other things, including the prizes, which will be shared later in this thing after they arrive from Temu, because I am cheap. Thank you very much for sharing that.
That's okay.
Completely understandable. It happens. I regularly start a conversation and then they reply, and I don't really reply for months. So
yes.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I've just been carrying on. I'd say the biggest. Oh, hello, Agadoodoo. Or
Hey,
Agadoodoo with the goat. I'd say the only other big update that I've had is partway through, not too long ago actually. I got a tax refund because I had a large spell of unemployment in the middle of the year due to leaving my previous role and just relocating and struggling to find new work before I started here. And obviously, you pay tax to the government, assuming you're going to be earning the whole year. So I got a sizable chunk refunded to me. I managed to actually upgrade my. I used it to upgrade my PC, so I now have an absolute supercomputer. It's great.
Amazing.
Hello, it's Bex, Chris. I'm undercover as an 80s party song. Well, you've given the game away now. But yeah. Yeah, that's been pretty good. I built it myself. It was a fun time. Although I say that actually, I have it was a fun time for the most part. But tell you what, you can ask me about it for a later question. I'll explain the harrowing events that I went through to get there. Because that was a tough one. Anyway, back to the Monk Walk.
So,
thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining. Yes, I know. I'm immediately correcting it. Thank you for pointing it out. That's good. The lovely, underdressed, beautiful gentlemen who look like this say, oh, they are supposedly almost frenzy. Too right. Hate RAM.
Sorry.
So.
Swear at RAM. No posting. Reseat RAM. More swearing. I had that happen before. I had just one of my RAM slots randomly die. And I just was getting no post for ages, and I didn't realize it was RAM for a while because it would turn the computer on. Sorry to sidetrack. But yeah, I would turn the computer on, and then it would just like cycle, not post, turn itself off. I went insane for a while, and then I was reaching my wit's end, so I decided to just open it up, start moving things around. And then I just reseated the RAM in the different slots, and it just worked. I was like, oh, thank God, that was on my old setup. But yeah, the story I have is a much rarer and a much more interesting one of the horror story of how I built this PC. So we'll get to that.
We will, no doubt, later in this encounter. So these almost friendly Zakuma berserkers, who are definitely going to attack you, but instead have to be friendly, they say, well, I would not go in there. It's not good. Lots of creepy skeletons all covered in blood and zombies and other things. I would stay on the bridge. The bridge is good. Would you like to join our mercenary group and like shake people down and take all of their food and water? It's a good time, it's good for the core, builds up a lot of strength.
I mean, it is an interesting offer. I'll turn to my companion. What do you say, herbalist?
I think their bones look beautiful.
You say that about everyone.
Because they're always beautiful.
Okay. Well, have you ever considered that if all the bones are beautiful, then none of them are?
I've heard in there's loads of bones. Bloody ones.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be the case.
I like bloody bones.
Um, you're not really giving me a lot of direction here, man. Alright, salad fingers, very true. The voices were good.
I like rusty spoons.
Good.
Thank you, Grimmikin. Yeah, absolutely. This is Mildred. I like the bones. The bones are beautiful.
Um, so
What would you like to do? You're the main character.
I know I'm the main character. I just thought I'd maybe talk to the person controlled by the spirit of the game to see if they have any advice other than bones are beautiful. You know what? Let's go along with it.
The spirit of the game wants you to go into grift, obviously, but you could just not. There's always
Let's
an
go
option.
with these guys, seeing as that's an
Yeah.
option that's been presented to us. Sure, you seem like trustworthy fellows. Let's do your thing. Why not?
Just join a mercenary party
Yeah.
outside of the main city in the game. Cool. Okay, well, with that change of direction, we will have a second question. And have I just muted my microphone? No? Cool. So our second interview question is, what's new? How are your family? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, they're doing well.
That's good.
Nothing. Yeah, like I said, the newest thing is probably just going to be upgraded PC. Other than that, an alarmingly little amount.
But there's a certain piece to that, isn't there, in tranquility?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've just been working hard, so I've not had much opportunity for much new.
Fair. So, just to place everyone, to remind everyone where we are, you awoke on a beach. Have you watched anything new interesting recently?
Not super recently. I am on Friday. I'm going to see the new Spider-Man film and The Odyssey, which I'm very excited for. Because I'm a big Spider-Man enjoyer, long-time Spider-Man enjoyer, big Tom Holland fan as well. And obviously The Odyssey, is seemingly incredible from everything I've heard about it. So I'm looking.
You're going to see them both in one day?
I'm going to see them both in one day. Because me and the whole fam, we're going to make a day of it. We're going to go see The Odyssey, we're going to go out for a meal, and then we're going to go see Spider-Man.
That's
So it's going to be slight tonal whiplash, I imagine. But I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I wouldn't say it's new, but I started rewatching Heroes from
Okay.
the early 2000s. It's really good. Would recommend if you've not watched it. Loving that. And obviously, got a 2-year-old now, so that's really fun. Very fun. Almost too fun. You could even say it's too fun. So, that's enough of that. You find yourself a few hours later on the very bridge. I've been to the cinema since Dark Phoenix. I watched lots of Bluey. I watched lots of Bluey too. Maybe one down. I'll just wait for streaming. Yeah, that's fair. Us too. I haven't been to the cinema just because we have, again, a 2-year-old, which probably wouldn't sit there and film. So definitely stream and watch things when he's gone to bed. So usually I watch about 20 to 25 minutes at like 10 o'clock. So I don't get through a lot. It was fun. Dark Phoenix is an unfortunate film to end on, unless you enjoyed it. So, a few hours have gone by. You've been on the bridge talking to these fellows who are almost friendly to you. They're starting to get a bit antsy now. Nothing's really happened. So, what do you do? This is us. This is what we do. We wait, and the people come, and we kill them and take their stuff and eat it. What do you do?
You eat their stuff.
And you sometimes them as well. Yes.
I don't know, man. Treasure hunt on the beach. That's what I've been doing.
Did you find anything good on the beach?
I found an.
You found an
dead
interesting mirror.
I found an
You found
interesting. Yeah, have a look at this mirror. There's just hand on the mirror.
First of all, we've had a chat. 2 seats over. A guy slept through the entire film and snored. That's awful. I'm sorry to hear about that. That's a terrible film experience. You should have just tried to do the thing where someone's snoring, so you try and throw things into the mouth. That's what I would have done. It's their own fault, isn't it? So, you hand him a mirror made of hands. He looks at it. Why must you show me this? Why would you reveal this deep truth about myself? And he goes insane and throws himself off a bridge.
I turn to his friend and go, "Oh, look at this cool mirror."
Yes, I'm sure nothing bad could come of that. He picks it up and looks at it. I look very handsome. He throws himself off the bridge.
Damn. I'm gonna turn to my companion. Say,
oh no!
Have a look at this. Have a look at this cool mirror.
Oh no! All of the bones have gone. Okay, he picks it up and I love the hands. Nice bones. Well, that is fantastic. Gives you it back.
Interesting. See anything good there?
I saw everything. It was glorious.
You can't win them all, eh?
There's one more guy on the bridge who's just ripping into some meat.
Okay. Hey, dude. Have a look at this cool mirror.
What is? Why you give me mirror? I don't want mirror.
Nah, you gotta see this, man. It makes you look.
I
really
can't
cool.
eat mirror. He takes it, looks at it. I just see myself eating people. I don't. Yeah. True. We're crossing the streams. We're crossing the stream. Multiple inspiration points going on. Yes, I guess I feel sort of bad about those people I've eaten, but also, what you gonna do? Like, you need to eat.
That's all you see, eating people? Kind of lame.
And with that, let's have our next interview question, since we've just introduced cannibalism into the mix. Of course, I give you a list of D&D, Daggerheart, the One Ring RPG, and Mogbog. Why, of those list of TTRPGs, did you choose to play Mogbog?
I think we've already covered this. I chose to play Morkborg because you told me it was sci-fi, and I've never actually played a sci-fi. I've never actually played a sci-fi TTRPG, and I do love sci-fi.
Yes, I thought it was the Cyborg variant, but apparently that's a variant of Mogbog, which I did not have access to. But I did have this beautiful heavy metal album cover made into a TTRPG campaign. Look at that boy on the front.
Yeah. So that was the original reason I closed. I I went for it, and of course, turns out nothing to do with it. You were thinking of Cyborg, but yeah, that was the reasoning behind it. Was just I was like, oh, it'd be interesting to change it up and try a different kind of setting than your traditional fantasy, and this is still a different setting than your traditional D&D universe.
It's definitely Soulsborne
Yeah.
versus, Skyrims and whatnot. It's really cool and apocalyptic, which is definitely appropriate because, if you don't donate to WWF and save the animals, you also destroy the human environment with all of the deforestation and stuff we're doing. So you save the animals, you save the people, donate to WWF. Otherwise, you'll end up in an apocalyptic hellscape with no sun and the world ending in 9 days. Near a city called Grift. That very specific situation will happen unless you donate to WWF.
I've heard.
You will have to take up making hand jewelry out of people's fingers and looking into hand mirrors. There's a lot of hand theming going on so far, but we'll maybe move off that. So there's one gentleman left on this bridge, and you're hearing the moaning and groaning and scraping and fighting happening inside the city, intensifying. Thank you very much. I'm glad it sounded like a cool campaign. I assume you're a fan of finger jewelry and hand mirrors then, which is good. I could do. Yeah, I could imagine with all the wildfires in North Wales, it's felt pretty apocalyptic. Yeah, it's because after the wildfires, of course, who isn't? After the wildfires comes the sun getting destroyed and the zombie skeletons. So watch out. Watch out for those Grimmikin in North Wales. Yes, you're alone on a bridge on a toll with one gentleman who's looked into the mirror and seemed unfazed by what was reflected upon him.
I'll ask him, apart from meeting people, what does he like to get up to?
It's mainly the eating and the fighting and the killing and the slashing and stabbing that it's a good workout. Keeps the voices in the head nice and quiet, and now the accent has also changed because it happens.
I suppose you've heard of anything interesting going on around here?
Well, we were actually, from the city, but we left because I've turned into Erling Haaland now by accident. We were in the city. We were playing football, scoring goals, and the world ended, and lots of zombies and skeletons, and we came outside to try to get away from it, and we ended up sitting here and fighting and eating and killing and eating and stabbing and slashing and punching, and it's good.
Cool. Well, we'll leave you to your corpse eating, I guess.
You going into the city?
It just doesn't seem like doesn't seem like the kind of place I'd want to be. Seems a bit heavy for my tastes.
No, I mean you could always wait here with me while we wait for people to come onto the bridge.
Exactly, and then we could kill them and take their bones.
It can only be a matter of time, right? Until we can, murder some innocent bystanders. It should be good.
Sounds like a plan.
So, as we pass the time some more from the mid-afternoon into the evening, we'll have another TTRPG deep dive question.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask you, my friend, why you got involved in the channel in the first place, other than me asking and begging you to do that. What is our history in Roll to Miss? Because we, of course, are the two in the Roll to Miss, even though Will's been sadly lacking on the channels in the last few months.
Yeah. I don't honestly.
Just for giggles.
I mean, yeah, it just seemed like I mean, I had a vague interest in content creation and that kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, it just seemed like a fun project. Do some do some do some streams, a way to hang out, podcast to it's an excuse to just chat and hang out and do fun things like this.
Fair.
Um,
Likewise, it's just
yeah.
something I wanted to do, and just thought, and I knew I couldn't keep it up if I was doing it by myself, unless it immediately became insanely profitable. So I needed some people to do it with, and we bonded over D&D.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah,
well,
we've been running a
I'm
campaign
cooking up an
together
idea.
for a while.
We did. It was really fun. The bar hasn't moved, team. Grimmakin, if you're Agadoo, I think you might have already donated, but if you can spare a little change, let's get that bar moving and get the ball rolling. Let's move things forward.
So, I think we'll go back to our original plan, which was to head into town and scope out this area that's supposedly being ransacked by undead and see if there's any profitable opportunities.
So you're heading into the town of Grift?
Yeah.
Okay. So the daytime changes to evening, and you finally decide you're going to leave the barbarian fellow on the bridge all by himself. I'm going to ask him to come with you.
Well, I don't know. He is a cannibal. I don't know how much we can trust him.
I mean, you're also friends with the guy who makes jewelry out of corpses, so you know
eat them.
You don't have the best judge of character. This is your campaign, dude. What do you want to do?
I think we'll just leave him be.
Well, if you need somebody who's good at shooting, stabbing, hitting people with big metal spikes, you know where I am. I'm cheap. We'll work for food.
Cheap. We'll work for food, eh? Well, you didn't
Yeah,
say that.
I don't need much. I just need meat to eat.
Well, maybe we could work something out.
Well, you know where I am. I'm on the bridge. This is where I live and I work.
Come along then,
I love my job
rascal.
so much.
I'll tussle his little hair. Come on then, you little people-eating bastard. You're coming with us.
Here at R2M's and WWF, we don't condone cannibalism.
No. But in the world of Morkborg, it's a necessary evil.
There do be cannibals in Morkborg. So, you head into the city of Grift. Wonderful. What you see are huge spired towers, big stained glass windows, an old crumbling castle. Like a mirror to the cathedral of the two-headed basilisk in Galgenbeck. Most of the castle, the palace, looks like it's in crumbling ruins. The town of Grift stands on lone towers, jutting out of the mists. Again, joined by old stone bridges, some places where the stone has given way to old ropes. At once there were thriving markets and thriving inns. Now it's in a hideous state of disrepair. You look over at the mists and abyss below, the black sky above, the sheer stone towers, gargoyles. Very gothic, very gothic.
Mm.
So gothic. The realm of Sigfum remains holed up in his tower as the dead stalk the streets. What would you like to do?
I mean, I'd survey for any opportunities that stand out to me.
You can see where there used to be the old market, and that looks like there's a hive of activity there. Things going through walking through the streets, following the old paths they used to tread when they were among the living. And of course, quite a number of the shambling undead hordes, zombies, and skeletons seem to be walking up towards the castle in the centre of town, which dominates the landscape.
Well, if that's where the nasties are going, then let's explore the opposite direction. Let's see what they've laid in their wake. If there's any, good places to.
Fabulous. So you come in through the south. So the castle is up in the north. Well, it's in the centre. So to you, it's just slightly to the north. So you skirt around the southern portion of the city of Grift.
Yep.
So on the south tower, where the market was, you see walking around some bloody skeletons, some zombies, and they all seem to be walking off towards the centre of town. Seemingly, whatever life exists has made its way towards the castle. So, in order to search, you will need an ability check.
Cool.
Searching. Agility. Agility covers defending, balance, swimming and fleeing. Presence covers perception, aim, charm, and wielding powers. So your scrolls and whatnot. Your strength is your ability to crush, lift, strike, and grapple, and your toughness is the ability to resist poison, cold, and heat, and survive falling, and your general health and well-being. So for searching, we'll need a presence check.
So what am I rolling for that?
So it's all a d20, unless stated otherwise. It's a d20 system. But the ability modifiers go down to -3 and up to +3, so smaller rolls. Yeah. You got an 8. So I believe an 8 would succeed. So the difficulty ratings, or DR, are 6, so simple people laugh at you for failing. 8, routine but with a small chance of failure, which seems pretty appropriate. 10, pretty simple but not enough. Pretty simple but enough to need a roll. 12 is medium difficulty. 14 is difficult. 16 is really hard. And 18 is impossible. Or should not be possible. So, since all the corpses have cleared off, I will say with an 8, you find a few corpses which have been mauled, mushed to dust. You find a couple which have scraps of clothing. Thank you, Grimmakin. Thanks for joining in the conversation. Hope to see you again soon.
Yes, thank you very much.
We'll probably still be playing Mockbog when you come back. Might have even done something. You find a couple of corpses which do have shreds of clothing, which have a few silver pieces in. Could you please roll a d10?
Sure. 8.
28. You find a key to a locked door somewhere nearby.
Okay. Well, let's go track down where that is.
So let's have another presence check, and I will say this one is harder. Let's call it a DR12.
Okay. That is a 19.
It's very, very good. You could do a seemingly impossible task with a 19. So you find... What you do is you pick up the key. You think, well, it's somewhere nearby. It's someone's house, presumably. So you go check the houses in the southern tower. You try a few locks. It doesn't work. You try one. It clicks and opens. The sound, you wait for a second in case it's alerted some shambling undead. But with a 19, I'll say you go ahead. You wait. And nothing happens. You open the door. Do you go inside?
Why not?
Wonderful. Inside. It is a small one-story building on a tower. The entranceway is a small hallway with a room on your left and a room on your right. Which way would you like to go?
So it's just a 50-50. I don't see anything else, any kind of defining details. Okay.
Nope.
Well, let's go with right.
You open the right room. Jesus. Okay, good. You open a room to the right, and you see a small creature that looks like this. Who's incredibly friendly.
Wow!
Oh, hi! Oh my god, people! Yay!
It'd be so funny if every NPC we come across is always incredibly friendly, and
Nice,
it just turns into the world's friendliest RPG.
I've got one d6 in this pile of dice that I've got loads of, and there's only one d6, and it seems to be weighted towards the 6 and the 5s.
Not that you'd ever use a weighted dice, Chris.
Oh god, no. I don't have the capacity, the capabilities. I must have another d6. I must do. But anyway, for this one, hi! It's so nice to see a friendly face.
What are you doing around here, little fella?
I was just sneaking and stealing and trying to find some good things. What about you?
Pretty much the same, really.
Do you mind if I eat a quick banana while we have a conversation?
No, go crazy, little fella.
Would you like some?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, well, it's there if you want it, yeah? It's good to share, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apocalyptic fantasy, guys. Apocalyptic. End of the world times. So, what brings you to Grift?
Just, looking around. We heard there was, a rising of the dead, as it were. So we thought we'd come see if there was any good loot to be had.
So you look at this creature, and its enlarged head, and you recognize human features. And you see in its eyes the last shreds of humanity. Trapped in a prison of its own goblinoid body. A ruined mind. Filled with hate.
Interesting.
Except there's one guy who's very friendly. Well, you can't loot in here. I've already looted all this one. There's nothing left.
Okay, so where haven't you looted? We'll head there.
The other one, there's a scary doll thing in there.
Oh. What makes
Yeah,
it
very
so...
scary.
Well, how scary?
As in, I looked at it and I thought, no, and I ran away.
Okay.
And I've been in this room ever since.
Okay. Does it look scarier than my merry band of adventurers?
Oh yeah. Have you seen scary dolls?
No, not personally.
Well, just imagine a creepy face, dead eyes, about this big, looking up, weird crooked smile on his face. Oh, it's a scary doll, let me tell you. So scary. I couldn't help but lock myself in this room.
That does sound scary.
Yeah, very, very scary. Yeah. Not a good time. Not a good time. Wouldn't recommend. Would not recommend. Bad review on Yelp. That's what I'll leave.
Well, we best leave that. We best leave that alone, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, it probably does have some nice treasure in there, but you know, it's not worth it, is it?
No, clearly.
Yes, it doesn't sound like there's any bones.
No.
He likes bones, that guy, doesn't he? Oh, what a funny people you are. What's your thing? He's like he likes bones. What are you into?
You know, used to be into worshipping a basilisk god. Kind of grew out of that.
Ah, yeah, she is powerful. She is almighty. And she is coming, I heard.
But yeah, since then, I don't know, looting bodies, finding treasure, not helping out the basilisk god church, that kind of thing.
Well, why would you? Why would you? Who wants to help out a church these days?
Exactly.
So, what'd you like to do?
Want to go somewhere else and look for more loot?
I'm alright here, thanks.
Okay.
It's comfortable. I've got meat to eat and meat to drink.
Well, I guess, yeah, you've really got it all figured out.
Well, what do you need? I'm not going out there. Have you seen out there? It's all chaos and, like, dead things and that.
It is.
Crazy. It's the end of days, is it? It's the end of days!
Yeah. Well, it's been the end of days for a while, though, hasn't it?
Well, it always seems like the end of days around here, doesn't it? I tell you what, though, that King Sigfum in that castle, he seems like an interesting character.
Does he?
Yeah, you should probably go and help him, I think.
It doesn't sound like the kind of thing I'd want to do.
No, remember your core trait is cruel, so you could just be cruel to this goblin and kill it in horrible ways.
It's true, I am cruel.
You are cruel,
I'm gonna take his banana away.
Let's have an aside. Come, goblin. You go over there. Right, come here.
Yeah.
What if we tell him we'll bring him with us, right? But we go into the room with the scary doll and we lock him in there. We have the key.
That's true, we do have the key. How did he see inside if we have the key?
He must have got in before it was locked.
He must have done.
You know, snuck in there to do the stealing and got locked in. So what do you think of my plan?
Yeah, why not? That sounds like a fun time. I'll start giggling uncontrollably.
Oh, that seems funny. What was the joke? Was it a good punchline? Tell me. I like jokes.
Oh, we were just thinking what a great joke it would have been if we all went into that room with that doll.
It's scary though. That's not funny.
But there's four of us. None of it. There's only one doll, and there's 4 of us.
There's 4
And
of
this
us?
guy eats people. I point to, yeah, there's me.
I've been here this whole time. I thought I was on the bridge.
No, we told him to come with us.
Well, obviously, I pay close attention to everything you say, my friend.
So there's 4 of us. Even
There
if
are
some
there
of us
are
are not
4 of
sure of it.
I think it's a wonderful idea. There might be super secret treasure in there with that doll thing.
Exactly.
Well, I
bet
suppose
it's
if there's
starting to look
treasure,
good.
then yeah. Shall we go in then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you first. I want to see your reaction.
Sure. We'll walk to the door. We'll sneakily open the door, and then I'll shove him in.
You open the door to a bedroom. There are 2 beds in this one bedroom. One of adult size, one of child size. The adult's bed is empty. Sitting on the child's bed, in front of the pillow, is a doll. A doll with a porcelain face. A doll which looks like that.
Wow.
I told you it's a bloody scary doll.
It is a scary doll.
It sits on the bed, unmoving. It's a doll.
Can we see anything else in the room? Can you paint us a picture?
You see, it's a bedroom. So next to the bed, there's some cupboards, and on the floor, in between the 2 beds, there's a chamber pot
Wow.
filled with old pee. There's a nice foul pee smell in the room.
Well, that does sound enticing. Yeah, I'm gonna shove the goblin in.
You just shove the goblin in?
Yep. Shove the goblin
Okay.
in and close the door.
So that'll be a strength check against this
Sure.
goblin's strength.
So that's on that one.
And that one, you say?
I do indeed.
Oh, yes, indeed. Fumbles, fumbles, fumbles. Page 29. So,
Is there a special
Mockball.
mechanic for nat ones?
Critical failure. That's not correct. The index says page 29, but then page 29 is feature. I'm on page 39.
That would explain it.
Okay. So fumbles and criticals are just for magic and weapons. So you're currently okay. It's just a critical fail. It just doesn't happen.
Sure.
If you critical fail while trying to make a spell or an attack, something bad happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So you try to push the little goblin friend in. You misjudge where its back is, and you sort of push it in the side, and it goes, "Ah! What are you doing?" And then it goes ahead and tries to attack you. So let's roll initiative. Now, just to remind you, initiative is different. In this game, you roll a d6 on a 1 to 3. It will go first. On a 4 to 6, you will go first.
Okay, that's a 2.
So that means it goes first. First fight of Morkborg. First fight of Morkborg. First fight of Morkborg. Just getting the enemy creatures back. With our first fight, let's have another round of questions. You, my friend William, got me into and got me Baldur's Gate 3. So let's have. We're going to play Baldur's Gate after lunch, after this game of Mark Borgen's, this one shot adventure I prepared.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing it. I've been playing it since, I love it. So go ahead and ask a couple of questions about Baldur's Gate. So, first of all, how much have you completed?
The whole game.
The whole game, like what, 100% of it?
I mean, I think 100% is kind of an insane thing to attempt.
Fair.
But I've completed a whole campaign playthrough.
Amazing. What's your thoughts after doing so?
Oh, it's an incredible game. I've said on record a few times. I think it might be like from I think it might be from a basically objective point one of the greatest games ever made.
And you still think so after completing the whole campaign?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the level of depth and detail and care they've taken with the game all the way through is ridiculous.
That's fantastic. Glad to hear it only continues in the excellent way it has gone. And as I've been playing once a week, I've still only lived my entire life in Act 1. So what should I most be looking forward to from Act 2 or 3?
I would say getting to one of the things I liked the best was getting to really kind of finalize the companion stories, and specifically I really enjoyed my specific romance option and the more romantic scenes that got there. I think a lot of them were really well made and really sweet.
Since you're talking about companions, who is your favourite objective? Who is the best companion?
I mean, I love Shadowheart dearly. She has a very special place in my heart. She was my first romance option. I mean, I love all the companions, really. They are all so different and vivid and alive that I think it's really hard to narrow them down.
If you had to pick, which you did, because that was the question,
Yeah,
you're going with
Shadowheart, obviously.
Fair.
That's goat right there.
Fair enough. We are currently playing a game with Shadowheart not in the party. Imagine that.
Well, you're clearly doing it wrong.
Well, we're playing as all paladins, and Minthara is the paladin NPC, isn't it? So I'm trying to get Minthara as my main companion for me. And Mr. Warlock, Gareth's favourite companion, is Karlak. So Karlak is still in the party. Shadowheart did not make the cut. Obviously, Minthara isn't available as a companion till Act 2, so it's currently just Lae'zel filling a spot. So there you go. Do they have any other Baldur's Gate questions? I don't think I did right now. So let's get back into it. You are in combat in a room. A room which you opened.
Yeah.
In the combat, you're currently fighting a goblin. And in the room, there is a creepy doll. So, the goblin will try and attack you with its knife. So, I don't roll an attack. You roll to defend.
Okay. What am I rolling again?
If you...
Just a d20.
Have you not got the combat thing I've sent you?
Yeah, but it's slightly harder to to zoom in on a picture of a book than it is for the person with the book to just say the words.
Fair. Combat system. To defend is a DR12 agility check.
So it's just always DR12.
Yep. And
Okay, well that's a
to
19. So I'd say
you successfully
handily.
defend. So it tries to stab you. You anticipate it and you throw up the shield that you've got and you block it. Beautiful. If you critical fumble on a defense check, bad things happen to your shield naturally.
Gotcha.
Yes. Violence. Melee is a DR12 strength check. Ranged attack is a DR12 presence check. Defense is a DR12 agility check. If you fail, the enemy hits you. Enemies use one of their attacks once per round. If you fail on a defense check, you take double damage and your armor is reduced 1 tier. It is less effective.
Okay.
The way your armor works in this game
Yeah.
is you get no armor, light armor, those are weapons. I thought the armor was just before the weapon. Weapons, weapons, weapons. Let me check the index at the back. Armor's page 24. Yeah, I'm on page 16, that's why it's not there. So it is after the weapons. Armor, at your tier, which is medium armor for your main character, you can reduce damage taken by a d4. Because you're wearing armor. But because you're wearing armor, it's actually a +2 to agility test, so that should have been a 14, but you rolled a 19, so you've succeeded anyway. But just to know for later, because you're wearing medium armor, it's slightly harder to pass agility checks.
Okay. So in this game, the trade-off isn't being harder to hit, but it's you can be easier to hit but take less damage. And that's
Yes.
the benefit of armor. Okay.
If you choose to use a shield, you're currently equipped with a shield, so you're -1 to all damage, and you can choose to ignore all damage once, but then your shield is broken.
Oh, okay.
So if you were going to take a massive hit, you can throw up your shield to block it, but it splinters and breaks and is no longer effective, and you no longer have the benefit of your shield, which is -1 to all damage. Important to note as well, scrolls will apparently never work when wielding and wearing medium armor. So if you want to use your powerful scrolls, you're going to have to drop your armor rating down,
Gotcha.
take some of the armor off, which will make you slightly... It won't change how well your tail, just you'll lose the benefit of D4 damage. It'll be a D2 damage that you reduce for a hit. Good, we all know how armor works? How armor works even?
I think so.
Smashing. Then let's get back to it. So that is the Goblin's turn. The doll. The doll on the bed rises sits bolt upright, turns its head, and looks at the four of you. Could you all please roll a DR12 presence check?
I'm trusting you'll roll it for the one
Yeah,
you're in control of.
So that's a natural one
That's a
for
natural
the
one for me as well. Fuck me.
a natural one for Erling Haaland.
Excellent.
It's a 13 on the die, which I believe is a +0 for the friend. Actually, you might have a -1, but it would pass anyway. But let me just check the stats that I sent you. So, I just had an interesting message. My inflatable tiger has been delivered. But rather than being delivered to my house, it's been delivered to a local shop.
Excellent.
So, in between Merkborg and Baldur's Gate, I might pop out and get it so I can continue with what was planned originally for donations. Not that it matters at the minute anyway, because no one's donated yet. But I do have an inflatable tiger now. It is just on Liverpool Road. I was looking for the stats I sent. That's what I was doing. You have these. You should know.
Oh, thank you.
The herbalist has a presence of 0, so the herbalist succeeds. So, could you please roll a d4?
Sorry about that. I just had
Could you roll a d4 for me, please?
I can roll a d4 indeed. That is a 3.
That is a 3. That is unfortunate. The Lady Porcelain's mad gaze demands a presence test. If you fail, you are frozen with fear for d4 rounds.
Oof.
So
Okay.
both you and the Berserker are frozen with fear. Is the Goblin, because that's not a friend of the creature. That's also a nat 1.
Excellent.
So
3 out of 4 of us, including the character I control, are frozen for 3 rounds. This could be a very quick game of Mortgog.
That's why you have a backup character.
Yes. To be fair, that's not the end of the world, because I have just been asked for my help with something out there. So I will be back in a minute, basically.
No problem. Well, while you're doing that,
you just play the. Yeah, if
I'll
you
play
play
the
the
entire
call out and
campaign.
let me know what happens when I get back.
Yeah. I'll play the entire campaign out amongst myself, no problem. So, the Lady Porcelain, the undead doll, rises from its seat. Its wrathful, fearful gaze surprises and scares the entire party, other than the herbalist, who looks and shakes his head and says, "No bounds. No bounds." The porcelain doll moves with unnatural speed to bite at the Berserker. With a natural 2, does not succeed. Cool. Glad that happened. Now, that is the enemy's turn. The allied. So usually, Will would go first, but he's not here. So to keep things moving first, the Berserkers struggle, staring lost in the void. The herbalist, seeing the skeleton, gripped with fear, figures this doll is the more pressing concern, and will attempt to just attack it, because I don't want to use one of Will's powers without Will's say so. It will hit it with its staff. The staff, first of all, it's a DC 12 agility check, or a strength check to hit it. That's not going to hit. One would think that's an 8 on the die. With a +1, so a 9 out of 12 doesn't hit. So it goes to swipe at this creepy doll, hits where it was, but the doll moves with such unnatural undead speed and fortitude, it moves out of the way. That's one of 3 rounds anyway, as Will is racked with fear. The other ones are racked with fear. So the porcelain doll moves again and tries to bite at the herbalist with a natural 19, -2 for 17. Will bite and do a d4 damage. Have I not got a d4? Yes, I have 2 d4s. 3 points of damage to the herbalist. The herbalist then has 17 damage remaining. The goblin is still racked with fear and cannot move. Tries to move, but remembers the fear and retreats back into itself. The herbalist will try again to hit it with a staff, to roll the DC 12 and roll natural 2. So again, this time tries to bonk it straight in its forehead, and it just takes it on the front of the mask and grins, and then goes to bite back. It is its turn. The natural 1. Fumbles, fumbles, fumbles. 24. 29. That's what I said and meant. Fumble, attack. The weapon breaks or is lost. So it goes to bite and hits the herbalist right where it's covered in wooden armor and chips a tooth. Ah. Good turn. Good job, me. Which means it's the herbalist's turn to hit it with a staff, and rolls a natural 5 and misses. This is going so well. This dice is cooked. It's going in the dice jail, which right now is an old banana skin. That one's much better. That's a 19. The herbalist this time does manage to crack it straight in the middle of the porcelain face. I really should have some more bookmarks. HP is 11. Cool. So the staff. The staff is on page 37. No, it's on page 22. What do you get? A d4 damage. What? Which means the doll is on 7 hits. The doll, unable to bite, now tries to use its claw. That's a 7. The herbalist puts up the staff and blocks with monk-like reflexes, and then goes to hit it back and misses with a natural 3. And this will be the final round of stun through fear as the creature attacks the herbalist once more, which was a natural 20. Page 29. Critical! Natural 20. First of all, the attack is double damage. Which is a 4. So it takes 8 out of 17, which puts you on 9. And it's a d4 damage. So second tier. Because the armor is fur armor, it is second tier armor. So the herbalist's wooden armor, the claw scratches right at the shin and lifts the whole leg portion of the armor off, meaning the armor is downgraded. So it is now on first level, first tier armor. Which means it is no longer wearing any armor. No armor for herbalist. And with that, all of the other creatures are back in play. The goblin shakes off the effect of the fear. Will seems to be having some trouble. Oh. Damn. Okay. So that's unfortunate. Does anyone else want to play more? Okay. This is things happen. Life. Important things happen in people's lives, and things can't be helped. Will's had some news, and something will need to be dealt with for a while. So didn't really have a plan B. I'm returning to the chat and leaving the chat. Was that me leaving the chat? Are we still streaming? I'm confused. This was not supposed to have happened. Is it still working? Is this thing on? Hello? Is it still working? Yes, it is. And there's no one in chat chatting. And if there's anyone in chat chatting, that would be great right now. Oh, I feel all flustered all of a sudden. This has not gone according to plan. Will's had some news. He's going to have to dip out for a bit. Does anyone else want to play Mockbog? I'll tell you the characters. And the stuff and the fun things and all that. and ask you the questions. And Grimmy Kane, you there? Agadoodoo? Anybody? Help. WWF UK, do you want to play a game? So what would happen is the Goblin was pretty committed to attacking the occult heretical priest. Rolls a natural 19. And since no one's here to reduce the damage with armor, let's just say he go ahead and takes it. It's... Oh yeah, the herbalist would have removed 1 HP from both of those. So it would actually be on 11 HP. Sorry to hear about your news, Will. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family at this time. The knife is a D4. It's a 1. So the armor reduces it entirely. And it takes no damage. That Mills is intended, but it's what I'm going with in this time. Which means it is the allied friend's turn. Hi everyone, Chris here. This is supposed to be a collaborative interview style game. So, chat, what should we do? What would you like to do? Should we fight the goblin or the doll? Anybody got any ideas? Any preferences? Are you going to attack the doll or are you going to attack the goblin? If no one says anything, we're all going to attack the doll since it's already been hit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, that's okay. Obviously that's okay. No pressure to chat if you don't want to chat. Staff. Misses. Axe. Misses. Berserker friend has a big flail. Misses. The doll tries to use its claw. Misses. The goblin tries to attack the priest. Misses. The priest tries to smack the doll with its big axe and rolls a 14 plus 1. So does hit. Isn't the hand axe? Miss list amongst the weapons. Flail D8, swords D10. Weapon. There they are. Hand axe. D6. D6 damage for hand axe. Will we remember that? We will see. 5! 5 points of damage to the beastie. The doll is now on that. The list was a 19 to hit with his staff, which we know is a D4, we said. It rolls a 2, it's dead. It rolls a 2. So, the herbalist, the priest, pulls out from the back of its robe a big hand axe. It smacks the doll right in the middle of the porcelain doll and cracks it, revealing pure spiritual dark energy coming out of the middle of the doll. In that very same spot, the Herbmaster's staff smacks down and cleaves straight down the middle. The mask breaks, all of the spiritual energy is released, and the doll falls to the ground. Nothing but a doll once more. Revealing the corpse of a child stuck within. The goblin, upon seeing this, begins to try to flee. The other allies are going to get one attack on it. If they fail to hit it and kill it, it will flee. Otherwise, it will be dead. And the encounter will be over. Well, that's a 7 plus 1 for an 8 from the axe. That's a 19, so the staff does hit. And the berserker, that's an 8 plus 2 for a 10. Fails to hit. So the staff is a d4 damage, which is not going to be enough to kill it. But it's a 1, so it does a little bit of damage before the goblin successfully frees. And the encounter is complete. And with that, we're going to have a quick Morkborg break, as I'm currently playing by myself, and it feels weird. So, let's just chat. Is anyone available to chat? It looks like nobody has as yet donated since this morning's £3 donation. So if you are watching and you can spare a few coins, please do. This hasn't caught fire just yet, but that doesn't mean it's not going to at some point. You know. For our wonderful friends like Agadoo and Grimmykin and anybody else comes in and chats and donates, that'd be great. This isn't going according to plan. So my friends had some bad news and had to leave, and now I'm here by myself. No one's chatting. Starting to feel a little bit hot and sweaty. It's a good thing I have this headband to absorb that sweat and whatnot. The temperature seems to have gone up somewhat. Nobody chatting? No chatters? Well, should we'll return, we'll try renaming the stream and changing the thumbnail. So I might do that while we're here. It's just me. I was enjoying Mockbug. I am enjoying Mockbug. It's definitely better with someone else there. It's not a game to be played by yourself for sure. It's obviously meant for a party of multiple people. Let's try a different font. Okay. What looks the most clickable? That one without. I would click on that one. No, I wouldn't. That one. Yeah, that's nice and thematic. I'll send this new thumbnail to my friend Will, who's had to leave while he deals with something important, some family news. I'm sad to hear. My thoughts on Mockbox so far. I've not quite hit the apocalyptic grimdark fantasy vibe I was going for, because I chose to use the optional creatures of unknown what's the word? Friendship levels, and rolled high both times. So the encounters have been more friendly, but hopefully the descriptions have been thematic and the gothic architecture, for example. It's all good fun. My thoughts on WWF, the charity. You do amazing work. I'm proud to have been given the chance to raise some money for you. It's obviously fallen a bit short of what I wanted and predicted, but there's still time. You know, still half of the stream remaining. Just gonna make a quick call. Am I? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm sorry about the turn that this has taken. Unfortunately, life does get in the way sometimes, and it's definitely thrown off my game and my stride, but that's okay. We'll find it back. I just need, I definitely work better if there's someone to bounce off of. But sometimes it doesn't happen like that. So that's A-okay. So yeah, Will not be available for the rest of today. That's okay. That's okay. Things get in the way. We might have our lunch break now, while I try and get someone else to come and fill Will's spot. I'm gonna go and make a call.
Okay, hello. I'm back very briefly. Chris, are you there? I don't know if this picking... Is this picking me up? Hold on.
Hi,
Okay.
Will. I was just
Um,
trying to get a sub in.
Yes, no,
But
I'm really sorry to do this to you and everyone. I don't know if what you've said on stream. I'm going to put it down to just
obviously, I've
brief
not
personal
said your
emergency.
thing.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to tap out of the stream for the rest of the day. But yes, my heart goes to the WWF, and I'll drop a donation later to hopefully make up for some of what I'm missing. Yeah, what a day. So I'm going to end stream quickly, and then Chris is going to pick it back up.
Yeah. Were you enjoying it?
I was enjoying it. I was actually having a really great time.
That's the main
And
thing.
Chris, I'll give you an IOU one stream day for you to play with.
Well,
So we can come up with
yes.
something to do for that. But
5 hours of streaming.
yes. But yes. Sorry
No
for
problem.
having to abandon you all, everyone. I wish Chris the best of luck with the rest of the stream. I might try and tune in at some points. But yeah, I will see how I go. Right, much love. Chris, I'm going to stop streaming now, so you pick it up when you're ready.
Cheers, pal. Much love. Hope
Yes,
you're
love.
alright.